Of course.
Pornhub for Switch. I think they should just make every announcement like that. The Splatoon girl turning around and just being like, and then just something phases into her eye.
Or oh no, they should do that.
Bring Hank Hill in. Hank Hill joins the fight.
No,
Actually,
he should just be
that's Hank Hill, because they always had like some weird pun to explain at them coming in. What would be his pun? He's all about propane accessories. And
I don't know.
he has stupid friends. There's not much else I can say about Hank Hill.
Nope, not really.
Hank Hill, grilling up. Fuck, I don't know.
Krillin?
Grilling up fuck.
Grilling up the fuckery.
We should make a Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z.
Zeemed.
Dragon Ball Z themed cooking show called Grillin with Krillin.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Nice.
Listen to me, Gohan.
Okay, first off,
That's sort of
No.
Krillin.
it kind of is, but not really.
You should suppress your power level.
It's time for another podcast. It's episode 32 of the Control Salt Delete podcast. My name is Peter Park. I have with me Matthew Griego
I'm still here.
and Tony Brattoli.
Hello.
Yeah. And it's Thursday on March 15th as of this recording. And apparently it's 10:30 p.m.
Yes. According to the clock.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Or 22:30 if you're on 24-hour time.
Military
There
time?
you
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
go. PST.
Yeah.
PDT. No,
Yeah.
it's PST now.
What's PDT?
Pacific Daylight Time.
We are saving time now.
Which for all those out there,
Oh, I told...
Or
Yeah.
Pacific Standard Time.
we sprung forward already.
So that's standard
No,
time.
I
now.
know that. Oh my fucking god! I never realized that the D and the S were to refer to whether it was savings or
Standard.
daylight.
Well,
Oh,
S
it's
is standard. I did that
Standard
wrong.
or
Pacific
Daylight
Standard
Time, yeah.
But I'm guessing standard is
Is the
What-
jump forward what we're on now.
Yeah, standard is what we're at now. Basically, it's what the rest of the world would be normally.
okay.
And then PDT is we're just an hour behind for some reason.
So do you think that airports kind of account for that jump forward in time when they like give arrival and
Oh, yeah.
departure times?
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found out Hawaii does not partake in daylight saving.
Like
Neither do a couple of the states.
you know, like they'll tell you like, oh, it's a 12-hour flight, but then like when you look at the time between when you leave and get there, it's like 13 hours. Like what the fuck?
We'll see. They'll tell you the actual time of the flight, and then they'll give you the departure time and the arrival time.
And
the
they'll just
arrival
expect you to
time,
fucking understand what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Like that some Twilight Zone bullshit.
yeah. I've
Makes
never
sense.
been a fan of daylight savings except
No,
for
me
fallback.
neither.
If we
No.
could just fall back every time so I could just gain more hours, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm sure that wouldn't have some kind of weird and dire consequences.
Actually, why don't just stay on this one? Because
Oh, this one's fine.
it's.
how about we just stick to one?
Yeah, you come home and it's still light outside.
Well, depending on when you come home.
Well, more than like.
For the average
The
9
other
to 5
way.
American.
Yes.
Yeah, the other way is just dark.
Darkness.
This is dark when you leave, dark when you come back.
Exactly.
Not really when you leave, but you know what I mean.
Here, right now, it's dark when I leave and still light outside for another few hours when I go back home.
Yeah, no, we just need to stop with the
We just
leaping
need to
forward.
stop with fucking everything. Just end it all.
Yeah, you
Just
know,
finish him.
just push that button, the reset button.
It's true. On this daylight saving crap.
Anyways, we were doing an intro, right?
What?
We did the intro.
No, but I mean, like, we were still doing it.
Yeah. Yes.
So we introduced me and Tony. Did you introduce yourself?
You
Yeah,
did.
I
He
started
was
with
the first
myself.
one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See?
Well, then we're
My
good.
name's Peter.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. So anyway, how was your week, Matt?
Well, this was my first week on my new job, which I talked about in the last podcast.
Plumbing, right?
Yeah, no, it's really going places.
That red caps, they're looking real good on you.
Mm-hmm. Because Mario was officially a plumber.
Oh, yeah,
As we
that's
talked
right.
about
We
last
discussed
time.
that.
We did, yeah.
We did.
But no, I started a new job. The only downside so far is the commute,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew that going into it, and my commute to my last job wasn't any better.
Okay.
So
So
far,
not too much has changed terribly in terms of commute.
yeah, not too much has changed. But the nice thing is, this company is much more lenient when it comes to working from home.
Oh, okay.
And so my managers told me I can work from home on 1 day a week already.
That seems pretty
And
nice.
it's been my first week. So
Could you potentially work on Friday or work from home on Friday and then decide to work from home on the following Monday?
if I had a valid reason and told them in advance, sure.
Could a valid reason be I want to work from home 4 days in a row?
I mean, I would probably just, like an adult discuss that with them rather than just take them on my own accord.
Oh.
Or, like if I need to get car work done or if I need to do something that, someone needs to be here for, they're fine with that. They're like, just get your work done. You're fine.
Cool.
Yeah. So they seem pretty lenient on that. And the work is interesting so far. I am currently the only Android developer taking over for someone that left. So it's kind
Nice.
of weird looking at a code base that I have not touched at all.
Mm-hmm. And you're just trying to figure it out.
Just trying to figure it out and make fixes and make new features for a code base that I've not touched really yet. So that's where most of the challenge is so far. But
Sounds like a kind of like a coding Where's Waldo situation.
Hopefully it's not that bad.
Where's
There
the
was
problem?
Some,
There's just so much shit.
what's it called? QA.
Hubert?
Hopefully there was some QA.
That makes more sense.
So it's not
well,
that much of a Where's Waldo situation.
No, it's fortunately most code bases I've worked on have not been like completely confusing in terms of where they put things. This one's no different. It's fine.
I mean, they're supposed to note their code, right? Or like comment on their code.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen normally.
Really?
Like,
Even
I
in like
know that professionally, most places like they say they're gonna comment on code, or like that's like a standard that school tells you that most places are gonna do. Nobody fucking comments on their code.
ever
Not really, unless you work for something like Google or Yahoo, where
like super professional environment.
where there's like a billion people working on code at once.
Oh,
you
so
know?
you need to know like what other people
Yeah.
their code does.
For me, it's me. So
How dare you
I
not
need to know
comment
what
on
I'm
your
doing.
own code?
and
But don't
know,
you ever like kind of look through code that you've made and you're like, fuck, I forgot what the fuck this does.
not really
Oh.
like not to boost myself on a high chair or anything, but
Are high chairs for babies? Are you saying you're a baby?
He's boosting though.
yeah,
Oh.
boosting.
Yeah.
I'm on the high chair, but then I need that extra little block, so I'm even bigger a baby. Anyways, so most code bases that I've worked on do not have comments, but most of the time you get what's called an onboarding, sort of a couple days,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when you basically are told, typically by someone else, how the code works, how it's structured, and that kind of thing. For me, I came in, it was mostly blind to that, so I've just been trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Sweet.
So it's like a puzzle.
Yeah, ish, no, kind of.
It's
Not
like an
really.
equation.
Yes, ish, no, not really, kind of.
It's like code that you just haven't made yourself.
Yes, that I can agree with 100%.
All right, great. I'm glad I could figure this out.
But I've already made some good changes,
Okay.
apparently. There's a
Okay.
couple things I need to fix, but
Nice.
what else
Very
is
nice.
new?
What else is new?
It's cool. It's cool.
new?
I
Yeah.
don't know. What else is new?
Other than that, I don't think I've done anything else really this week. It's just been work.
Work.
Work. Yeah.
Something you're
Yeah, I
doing?
was gonna do it. Damn it.
Okie dokie.
Sorry.
Yep. Yes.
Speaking of,
all those
Warcraft
three
3,
things.
great game.
Yeah, still is.
Yeah.
I wish they'd make Warcraft 4, but that's just me. I
Well,
guess.
there's some rumors milling around about Warcraft 3, but go ahead, Tony. Well, how was your week?
It was a week.
So it was shitty.
I did. No, it wasn't shitty. I didn't do a whole lot in the personal time area.
You didn't have a lot of free time.
Not particularly, but I did go to the gym on Wednesday
When was the last time you did that?
last year, sometime. I don't know.
So it's been at least 3 months.
It's been longer than that. I think the last time I went was with Peter.
Wow, that was December?
Was
So-
it? It might have been before.
So about
that.
3.5 months.
Maybe November?
I don't think it was December because I moved in December.
Oh, fucking holy shit.
This was
Might
like,
have been like November then.
or
Might have been before
it might have
TwitchCon
been
actually.
summer.
Oh, I think no. I think the last time I went to the gym was before TwitchCon.
So it was
have
like
you been-
October.
Have you been paying for the gym membership
September,
this whole
October.
time?
I switched over to LA Fitness in January and haven't
So,
gone
yes.
until Wednesday,
So,
yesterday
yes.
at the time of this recording.
All right.
I didn't do obviously as much of a workout as I would have had I been going for the past 3 months.
Yeah.
I also went at a time when I thought the gym opened, but in fact they opened an hour earlier than that. So that actually is helpful to me because I can now go there earlier so I can do more of a workout. It was the first kind of gauge at what my body does because I haven't worked out long enough to where I haven't gauged my blood sugars.
Ah, yeah.
I'm supposed to test every 30 minutes when I work out.
And how was it? Was it
I
good?
didn't actually test at all, actually. And I tested before I went, and that's it.
And how do you feel, Tony?
Well, I can tell you that day I felt the hungriest I have in a while. Like
That
I
makes
just ate
sense.
more all day, and
Well,
I didn't
did
even
you do
do
this
that
in
much
the
of a-
morning?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I-
Usually, if I do a lot of things in the morning, I'm just hungry the whole day.
I started at like 5:45.
I'm just always hungry.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
I had a lot today.
Yeah.
I had a big short rib grilled cheese sandwich and volcano fries.
Mm.
And then
Well,
I got
fries.
that coconut strawberry smoothie. Oh yeah, it was good.
That sounds like a lot.
It was a lot.
Succession.
It was actually like pretty much my only meal of the day though. So like
That's not good.
that's not good. Yeah, I shouldn't do that. But I did.
Eh,
And you know what? This is America. And I can make bad decisions and face the consequences.
it's true.
Um,
That is your choice.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess a couple other things. They kind of relate to games that not that I've been playing, but they relate to games. I got an invite today from Ubisoft for the Far Cry 5 arcade PC stress test, which is this weekend. Well, at the time of this recording, it'll be Friday through Sunday. Kind of excited to do that. I'll see if I can play at all.
Yeah, you gotta let us know how that seems.
Yeah,
I'm hearing some not so great shit about Far Cry 5 so far.
I've also been hearing good things about it. However, there's a strict embargo on this, so I can't even talk about it until it comes out on the 27th.
Okay, interesting.
Like, talk about your experience.
Well, great. You can't even. Okay. Well,
I can sort of talk about if it was cool. I can't talk about any aspect of the game itself.
Okay.
It's in the agreement.
well, that's
uh,
embargoes for you.
Okay.
Yeah, same with what I heard about it over the week. They weren't allowed to talk about it either. They just said, yeah, it was fun. It reminds me of it's a good Far Cry game, blah, blah, blah. You couldn't really say much about it.
Probably couldn't say much negative things about it.
No, like you literally just can't say anything that takes place in the game until it releases.
So you can speak vaguely about it, like how you felt about it,
Yes.
pretty much.
You can give like impressions on it, but you can't say like, oh yeah, and then I went to the this Jeep that you find this quest item in, and you can't say that either.
So you can't talk specifics.
Nope, not
Got
at
it.
all.
All right.
Although this is only multiplayer, I could say that. So there is no story to talk about.
Interesting that they wouldn't.
Yeah, this is a stress test for their multiplayer server.
It makes sense. It's a stress test. They just want to be
Yeah.
able to check if their server is going to handle the load.
Yeah, exactly.
I never played any of the Far Cry multiplayer.
I've never played Far Cry
I didn't even
before.
know that Far Cry had multiplayer.
I don't think it did until 4?
I didn't play 4, so that would make sense.
Yeah, I've never played Far Cry, so this will be the first for me.
Far Cry 3 was a
Multiplayer or
pretty good
otherwise.
game, even though the ending was shit. But yeah, 3 was a pretty good game.
There you go. I also signed up for the Fortnight Battle Royale iOS Invitational. I attempted to install it today when it released, and it did not do anything. It didn't redirect me to the App Store so I can actually download it, and you can't search for it because it's invite only. So I had to actually email their support. Hopefully they fix it. I'm sure they got a lot of emails about it.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So that's
I'm still surprised that's a thing, honestly.
yeah, and the fact that it's crossplay. The only thing that isn't crossplay is PSN and Xbox
Because they don't
Sony-
like each other.
because Sony says nope.
Yeah,
Even
Sony
though-
just doesn't like crossplay in general.
Fortnite though was the game that turned it on. Said, "See, it's possible." When they were in beta. Anyway, that's been my week.
Well, my week's been interesting. I haven't streamed at all this week. I've been busy because I had some friends come in town from Canada. And yeah, they wanted to do a lot of touristy stuff in Los Angeles. And then I came to realize that LA kind of fucking sucks, like in a lot of ways. At least as a tourist, in my opinion. Like we started off, we went to the Getty, which is nice. The Getty's pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. But unfortunately, this week, California's weather has not been so great.
Nope.
When we went to the Getty, it was raining, so the open gardens that they had there were actually closed. So we could only see like the indoor exhibits, and the indoor exhibits were cool. We got to see like a lot of the European artwork there. Like I think Degas was there. I think that was like the main like kind of like European attraction. But we also got to see some modern art, which is pretty cool. Like there's this one artist, I think her name is like Soo Yi or something like that. Soo Kim. She's a Korean artist, and she graduated from UCR, and then got I think it's the California Institute of Art or something like that for her master's, something like that. But basically, she would take photographs of locations.
You got the bug.
Print them. She would print out the photographs onto like large sheets, and she would actually hand carve sections out of the photograph, depending like kind of like in
Like a topographical kind of carving, or like a...
no, it was like so. Imagine like a house, right?
Uh-huh.
She would carve within the lines of the architecture of the house, if that makes sense. Like
Okay.
if you see
so
a
like
wall,
an outline.
sort of like an outline, but she would cut within the outline.
Okay.
So like there'd be these huge, like tons of like cutouts of negative space within like the architecture of the photos,
Sure.
and then she would actually overlay them on top of other photos, which she would apply the same technique. So it had like a really cool like 2D/3D effect, if that
Okay.
makes sense. So
Yeah, I understand.
yeah, so she would do that to like the buildings, the cars, basically everything man-made within the photo. She would do that too. So I thought that was actually really cool. And there was another piece where a different artist whose name I forget, basically took pictures of just like the insides of houses and stuff. And what are you doing?
I deleted half my notes apparently because I had my hand on my phone, so I'm undoing all of the actions
Okay,
that
because
I
you're doing like a
unknowingly took.
a masturbatory like
Shaking motion.
yeah, and it's like very distracting.
That's the only way I know how to undo on iPhone.
You
shake it.
you clearly have more options than that, I would hope.
I'm sure there is, but I don't
Like
know
a-
I don't
like
know
a
what they
button.
are.
Jeez, whatever.
or like a settings. Anyways, it's fancy modern
Stop
art.
the shaking! Fuck!
All right, anyway.
All right, fancy modern art. Go on.
Where was I? Jeez, I swear to God, Tony does everything within his power to do like something that's distracting while we're recording. Like that weekly where he records our faces as we're talking during the podcast. That's so distracting, Tony. Like I'm trying to like talk and like concentrate, and then you have like the camera on my face recording, and I'm like, I blank out.
It's necessary for Instagram.
No, it is not.
It totally is.
It totally
Okay.
is not.
So you were talking about the artists
I'm
where
gonna
they cut
fucking like put my hands over there and strangle this motherfucker.
Which, by the way, if you want to see it, it's CSDcast on Instagram.
.net.
.net.
Just
Dot
CSDcast
.edu.
on Instagram. Anyway, carry on.
You were
If
talking
you
about
remember.
the negative space artists. Talking about that gallery. There was another gallery you were about to talk about.
Sure.
Did you talk about the lights yet?
What lights?
The pulls. I forgot what that's called.
What?
Oh boy.
You weren't even listening.
Tony, are you okay? Peter, are you okay that Tony's not okay?
Sorry, I was messing with my notes. It's important. They're show notes.
Okay. Well, we went to the Getty.
Yes, we got that much.
We saw cool stuff.
Cool.
It was raining and it sucked.
Nice. Well, yeah.
Yep. And yep. I can't even whole train of thought is just
Perhaps we should come back to this.
completely fucking no. Okay. And then later that day we went to the Oh no, we didn't. That was the next day. We went to the LACMA and on Wednesday. And
That's the lights.
Apparently, shut up. All right. Anyways, I was going to LACMA with some friends. It was these two girls. One, I should probably not say their names. Anyway, it was two girls. They're from Toronto, and they really want to see LACMA because LACMA is one of those like really trendy places to take photos at.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're at all like active on Instagram, you'll probably see the photos of the urban lights, which is what it's called. It's like rows of street lamps right next to each other, like literally within one foot of, how do I say it?
within feet of each other.
I feel like it's been in a lot of movies too.
Within a foot of each other. Maybe
Yeah.
it's in a lot of movies, but
there's a couple.
it's a super trendy spot.
Yeah.
And then we
Is
took
it-
a shit ton of photos there. I took some there begrudgingly because I'm like super self-conscious about taking more photos of myself. But I really should take more photos of myself if I plan on being more of a public figure, I guess. I don't know. But
Yeah.
there were just tons of people just taking photos there. And then we're like, okay, that's good. Let's go inside LACMA. And then we talked to the security guard because we had no idea how to enter the actual museum.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, LACMA's closed on Wednesday. So we were just like, oh, okay. Because it's awkward because we actually got dropped off there. Because our ride had to pick up someone from the airport. So like the plan was to like hang out at LACMA for a couple hours and then like they would join us again and then we would, hang out and then go somewhere else. But what ended up happening was we just decided to Uber over to the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Okay.
And holy shit,
Oh, it's
special.
It's a
right?
shitty place.
that is like I want to say that is the weirdest part of LA.
It's definitely up there.
It's
I
At
can't
least
think
for
of
where I've
any
been.
place that's weirder.
it definitely smells the most like piss.
Yes.
For sure.
It is the most San Francisco / New York-esque like section of LA that I could think of.
Yeah, that's
Like
fair.
there's a ton of homeless. There's a gigantic Scientology building. There's
church.
tons of like kind of like overweight cosplay performer people just kind of wandering about.
and asking for money.
There was a very tall like 6'3" woman dressed as Catwoman that like stroked my chest randomly as I was passing by it. I thought that was very strange. There were some pretty good rappers there, I gotta say. Like some people were freestyling and it was quite impressive, but they wanted me to buy their mixtape in it, which I was not interested in. And then they kind of got pissed at me because I was listening to them rap and decided not to pay for it. So
I mean,
well, I didn't stop to listen. It was actually like I was at like a cross section, like a cross street thing.
crosswalk. Yeah,
Crosswalk.
that word.
Today is not a day of words, apparently, but
Go on.
yeah, we're at a cross street and crosswalk.
You did it.
We're at a
again.
crosswalk and they were literally standing right next to crosswalk performing. So I was turning to look and listen to them, but it wasn't like I was like,
Yeah, you weren't
It's not-
actively involved.
yeah. So they were not too happy with me. But yeah, it smells really bad. There's just a shit ton of tourists. Like everyone's really aggressive and angry. There's a ton of people honking at all times, whether they deserve to be honked at or not. Like,
It's
Oh,
like
yes.
there's one person in a left turn lane, right? And they're waiting for the pedestrians to finish crossing. And the person behind them was just laying on the fucking horn like it was the end times.
that's happened to me personally, actually.
And
Probably like Highland and Hollywood.
Yeah, something like that.
Ooh, that's the worst intersection.
And yeah, it's pretty bad. So
Yep.
yeah, like I just don't like that part of LA. I totally understand why tourists want to go there, but it is not a place I would ever go back to for fun ever.
Yeah, like quite honestly, if you've never been to Hollywood and you're interested in seeing it, drive by it. It's
No, don't. Oh man,
no,
I don't even know.
I mean, like drive by it, see if you want to get out of your car, because more than likely than not, you've seen all you want to see anyways, unless you're looking for like a specific star on the Walk of Fame.
I mean, okay, that was pretty cool. Like, I saw the Beatles star and like a couple other people who I enjoy as actors. I unfortunately didn't get to see Mark Hamill's because I know Mark Hamill just had a star place recently. But we actually know there were a couple people that had multiple stars of their name on the walk.
You just have to pay for it, I think.
Yeah.
No, but like, why would you have your name there multiple times?
Because they paid for it.
Yeah, for just a different part of the street. If you're down,
Oh, okay. I guess
you don't
that
have
makes
to
sense.
walk
Yeah.
to where the original one is. I don't know.
But it was pretty cool because it was kind of funny because at the end of the Hollywood Walk, there's a star that straight up says "The Dead End Boys" or something like, or "The Dead End Band." I was like, oh, that's clever. I like that. And then after we went to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, we went to a Korean barbecue place where I don't know if you guys have had Korean barbecue recently, but like
I have.
it's
Not
become a lot.
recently.
It's become a lot more trendy to actually have melted cheese as part of the.
I think
the
Korea
menu?
has discovered cheese.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
you dip the meat in the cheese and eat it like that, which I actually
It's like
found to be-
fondue.
I found, yeah,
almost.
it's pretty. That is what it is.
It's meat fondue. Yeah.
But you know, you don't get like a giant pot of cheese. They give you more like kind of like a small ramekin of cheese to dip your meat in. So that was pretty good. But the thing about that place, it was like 30 something per person, and
That's
Is that
and
all
it
you can
was
eat?
not all
What
you can eat.
the-
what?
Yes, I was full. I gotta say, I was
mean,
full.
sure.
The quality of the meat was good.
Okay.
Damn, it was expensive shit.
Yeah, because there's a place over by us that has pretty good, and it's like 22.
Yeah,
per
it's,
person?
I would say the standard dinner price for all you can eat is about $22.
Yeah, and like
So like around 25 after tax and tip.
yeah, they don't have the cheese there, but they do have like lots of stuff you can dip it in.
But I don't think the cheese
Is worth the extra
worth the extra.
$8.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Just it was a good experience. I just wouldn't go back unless my friend just really want to go there. I know that place in particular. It's called Quarters.
Quarters, okay.
I know that place in particular is really popular because BuzzFeed actually did like a Worth It special on it. I don't know if you guys know about the Worth It YouTube series.
I like
I've
that one.
seen some of them.
Basically, they would go. They
$1 versus-
they
like-
pick like one type of food and go to like 3 different places with different price points. So, Worth It was like their mid-tier Korean barbecue price. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't go back. But I have more friends coming in town like today and tomorrow that also want to go to Quarters again, and I was like, I don't want to go back there.
Just tell them eat near your
The funny
place.
thing is, my friends actually wanted to go to a different Korean barbecue place, but it's literally within the same parking structure as the as Quarters. So
Oh.
I'll give you guys my dankest Korean barbecue tips. Do you enjoy Korean barbecue still, Tony?
He
Or
does
can
not.
you?
You hate it. Every time I've ever asked you in the past, you say you don't like it.
Because I'm gonna guess this because a lot of the Korean
It's 'cause I
barbecue
eat
meat is very
chicken.
fatty,
Yeah, that's because I mostly just eat chicken.
and chicken is like the worst meat you can get at Korean
Yeah,
barbecue.
it's not great.
It's true.
Yeah. Is bulgogi too fatty for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, surprisingly, I did like a cut or two of the pork belly, which is
Really?
Which is like 50% fat.
super fatty.
Yeah.
But I guess like when you cook it real crispy, it's pretty good
Yeah.
as long as the fat is rendered.
Yeah, when we went at the one place in in Koreatown,
Mm-hmm.
that was good.
So okay, so maybe you like properly cooked fat, like crispy.
And I didn't eat a lot. I had like 1 or 2 bites to taste it.
I'm
And
assuming.
I guess you could you could cut off the fat too,
Yeah.
probably.
Well,
So-
you obviously want to
I'm,
cook it
I'm
with
assuming
it
you
on
don't
it.
like brisket or like
No.
the pork that they have.
Yeah,
there
Korean
typically.
barbecue is really not for you, I don't think.
No. I'm not a huge meat eater.
I mean,
I do really like pork and chicken. But that's you don't that's not what you get.
pork actually
Pork you get quite a bit
you
of.
get quite a bit. I would say it's like the second most ordered meat in Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
Well, not that there's like a huge variety of options, but
Yeah.
I would say pork is pretty popular, especially the pork belly. You know,
Yeah.
so
I guess the type of pork that I like
yeah.
is not available.
What kind of pork do you like?
I like pork loin a lot.
Yeah, you typically
no.
won't find pork loin.
Chops are decent if they're cooked well.
There's no, yeah, there's not.
Yeah,
they're not-
there's-
yeah.
stuff
It's
like
mostly
that.
going to
It's
be
not
pork.
gonna be-
It's mostly going to be pork belly.
Pork ribs.
Yeah, it's not going to be like cuts of pork. That
Wait, you like pork
probably
ribs,
Yeah.
Oh,
but you don't like beef ribs.
No, I actually don't really care for beef ribs.
Huh, okay.
Even when I was eating meat more often, I didn't like.
You know, they sometimes do have pork ribs at Korean barbecue.
They do?
Yeah.
Huh. I never
It
been to one that
doesn't.
has
It doesn't look like baby back ribs though. It looks like kalbi but pork.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's just rib meat.
Yeah, it's rib
They-
meat. Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's not, it's not going to be low and slow cooked like,
Right.
a rib restaurant. So like, while you might like American style pork ribs, you might not necessarily like Korean style pork ribs.
Actually, my dad made some last night.
American?
He cooked them for 5 hours in
I just had a whole body shudder.
225 degrees.
Low and slow, baby.
Like when I picked it up to put it on my plate,
It just fell apart.
all I got was a bone because all the meat just fell off.
Nice.
Like it was clean. It was like somebody just
It's like you ate it yourself.
Yeah.
Clean. Oh, that's the best.
so soft.
Fuck.
That's what you need, man.
Dude. I just ate a shit ton, but I could totally go for some fucking
No.
baby back ribs right now.
I can't.
God.
I'm not strong enough.
God. Yeah. But yeah, LA is kind of gross.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
is. That's the
dude-
main moral of the story.
But the thing is, I kind of do struggle to figure out like what to bring out of town friends to that I
Disneyland.
would personally enjoy.
There's nowhere. Really.
Disneyland. That's
And
about it.
I don't like Disneyland that much.
I know. You don't.
It's a fucking nightmare. Like we went and I literally went to hell.
I mean,
Come on,
in a
Okay.
fun way.
I no, dude. What was the Toad's name or whatever?
Is Toad's
Mr. Toad's.
Yeah, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Yeah, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. If you guys are not aware, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is literally about a extremely irresponsible and dangerous driving toad.
Yeah, I believe we went over this in a previous episode.
Did we?
We did.
But-
we did.
Well, for any new listeners,
Yeah, there you go.
he takes a wild ride, gets caught, is sent to prison, I think.
Yeah.
But then still ends up driving into a fucking train and goes to hell.
Yeah,
And that's how it ends.
he was bad. He was greedy.
And also, the Snow White ride was incredibly ambiguous on its ending. It made it look like the ending was the evil witch killing all the
Killed
dwarves.
Yeah.
Also, Winnie the Pooh was like an LSD trip, like an
yeah.
acid fucking
Yeah,
adventure.
That ride has always
If
been
you
that way.
ever have the chance to go on that high, it's probably going to be your best ride.
I think I like Disneyland Adventure more.
Or
California Adventure?
Sorry, California Adventure.
Except they're changing it. It's probably going to be pretty cool.
It's the Toy Story Pier instead of the Paradise Pier.
Pixar Pier.
Oh,
and,
Pixar Pier, that's
and it's
right.
going to be San Francisco instead of.
That sounds something more in line of what I'm interested in. I think Disneyland Park itself is more romantic, I would say.
Yeah,
It's more
it's a date spot.
traditional. But they are adding the Star Wars land in
And
Disneyland.
they're adding a brewery at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard they're having like a wine and beer festival this week, which is part of the reason why
They
my
are.
friends.
At California Adventure.
My-
Want to go there?
Yeah. So they actually went today, and I chose not to go because I'm not exactly loaded in the loins. But
mean,
oh wait,
it's-
no, in my wallet. Why did I say loins?
It's over $100
I mean, you
just
know,
to get
it's
in.
close.
So
Yeah, it's an expensive trip, and if I'm not getting late, I mean, anyway. So yeah, like I'm not exactly sure what we're doing this weekend either. I know that we booked an Airbnb in like the heart of LA, and we might be
Oh,
like
boy.
checking out different breweries and stuff, but we'll see. I don't know. It's been an interesting week, but LA kind of sucks. I feel
It
like
does.
LA is really a lot about LA is shopping.
Yes.
Yep.
Like, quite honestly, in
And
terms of sights to see in
industry.
LA, you have Hollywood with the Hollywood sign and the street,
Yeah.
woohoo.
and then and then you have the museums, and you have a beach. Like,
Yeah, and
the
we couldn't even
beach.
go to the fucking beaches because like the weather was so overcast and shitty. So
Yeah.
like,
But like, other than that, LA is kind of just a giant
It's a tourist
melting
trap.
pot of things.
Yeah, I suppose I can see the appeal from people who don't live here. Kind of like if we go to another state, we're like, oh my God, this thing is amazing. And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's always here.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because like when I was in Hawaii, we were talking to some locals, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we go to LA to get away,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "That doesn't sound right."
I think the best thing about LA is like what like most popular destination is the food.
Yeah, the food, the
Like
the
you're
variety.
gonna find great American food. You're gonna find great Korean food. You're gonna find great Mexican food.
Well, what's that place downtown? The that area that just has a crap ton of restaurants inside this complex. You know what I'm talking about?
I am not sure.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
It has there's like a ramen place. There's like Italian food. It's this whole like indoor restaurant area.
I honestly don't know.
Well, if you ever find out, let me know because that sounds interesting. But like, I know there's like Little Tokyo, there's Koreatown. You know, like there's a lot of really interesting places to eat, and there's good Chinese food depending on where you go. I know there's really good Chinese food in like Arcadia.
Better in San Francisco area, but
I think some would actually argue that that's not necessarily true.
Really?
I think it's just like a difference in taste.
Oh, there we go. Grand
Okay.
Central Market.
Okay, yeah, I think it's more than just restaurants, but yeah.
I think Grand Central Market is a little bit tourist trappy though, isn't it?
I mean,
it is. I mean, it's this like giant, like what do you call it? Like swap meet
It's
looking.
like an open air
area.
market sort of.
Yeah, with just food everywhere.
Hey, maybe Grand Central Market would be a place to go.
I
But,
had ramen in one of those places. It was quite good.
yeah, like LA though, and just in general, like the appeal is there's a lot of things in a small area, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of
Small area is arguable. There's a ton of stuff to do within the county of LA,
yeah,
but then you're gonna have to fucking drive.
yeah. That's
that traffic.
That's the problem. The traffic is
If I okay,
man.
what I would give to have a good public transportation system like in Japan,
we need a LART. LA Rapid Transit.
please.
We need it.
I would take a LART. I would fucking LART up my life right now if I could get a LART.
Yeah. No, it's
Like if I
need
could spend
something.
$200 a year on like a LART pass or something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, easy.
You better believe I'd do
Oh,
that.
ooh, yes. I completely forgot to tell. I got fucking dabbed on.
Oh yeah.
I went to the Getty Museum. You know the tram?
Yep.
So the tram had just arrived and we were about to get on, but they had to let the passengers off the tram first before we could get on. And the passengers that get off on the opposite side of the tram and that we get on because there's doors on either side.
Yeah.
This kid, maybe 10 or 11 years of age, looks at me straight in the eye. He starts raising his arms slowly. And I was like, don't you fucking dare. I was like shaking my head at him. He's like, don't you. And he fucking dabbed on me. And he walked out the other door. And I was like, motherfucker, I remember your face. If I ever see you again, I'm going to tear out your larynx. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. But god damn it, I got dabbed on. I hope that if I ever fight him in Fortnite, I fucking murder his ass.
He probably
You
plays.
just gotta hold the L till you find him again.
100% plays Fortnite.
It's crazy how many
100%.
kids play that game.
Yeah. A lot of people have been playing that game. But that's pretty much been my week. There's going to be more LA exploration to come this weekend, so I'll probably talk about that next week. But yeah, it's been cold.
It's been rainy.
Yeah, fuck rain.
I'm okay with some rain to a degree. But then everyone forgets how to drive in the rain,
No,
and then I'd hate
honestly,
it again.
I might be one of those people because the visibility is like while it's raining for me is like so bad that like I sometimes have a hard time just fucking seeing anything.
Yeah, it's
sort of
on the
depends-
freeways. It's pretty bad with that.
It depends which freeway and like how close you are to the ocean.
Like
if-
sometimes I can't even see the lines on the road. Like I can't even see the lanes in the road. I'm just like, what the? Are you? Like I'm just following behind the car in front of me, and I'm like, I don't think this guy knows where the lanes are either.
Yeah, no, it gets like that, especially on the 5.
And at night because your beams are like, you know,
you
they're,
got the low beams, yeah.
yeah, they're like, ugh, it's fucking, ugh,
The fog lights, as they were.
it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yes.
But
Don't ever turn on your high beams in fog.
Just
I think for me, it's just never turn on your high beams. I have no reason to.
I've turned them on a few times.
When are you supposed to turn on your high beams?
when
if it's
you
like
can't
pitch
see.
black. Yeah.
Like if there's no street lights on the street you're on, and it's not a residential area, high beams are fine, as long as it's not a car coming towards you.
I feel like I've never really run into that situation before, so
Yeah, then I mean
I
that's
just
fine.
never had it.
Yeah, then
I
go
feel
ahead.
like the only people I've seen use high beams are assholes behind me or in front of me.
Yeah,
Like
that's-
holy shit! Like
that's pretty common.
fucking high beams from the opposite side. I'm just like, I can't see. I'm gonna fucking crash.
Yeah, that's why you're supposed to turn them off. That's the rule.
Oh, and I almost got into an accident this week, which was totally my fault. So it's kind of crazy how fast accidents can happen. I just realized because I was making a left turn and then my phone fell from the magnetic mount that I was on, and I wasn't even reaching for it yet. I was just looking at my phone falling or like where it fell, and I looked up and I was like about a foot into the oncoming lane. So I mean, I swerved out in time, but like holy shit, I felt like such an asshole, and like it was literally just me glancing for a second. To see like where my phone fell. Huge mistake.
Yep. Never take your eyes off the road when you're driving.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
If you have the choice.
I wasn't even looking at my phone either. It's just the action of it dropping surprised me, and I looked away.
Yeah, the small glance kind of a thing. That's why I hate sneezing while I'm driving.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
same here.
Because you have to close your eyes. So like, I'm going to crash.
And there are times where I'm like super drowsy while I'm sleeping, so I like blast the music and sing to it just to keep myself awake.
Oh man, yeah.
It's just bad. It's bad. Ugh.
Stay safe, folks.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this in your car right now,
Starting to sound like a terrible person, to be honest.
Also, put on your seatbelt. You know who you are.
I always wear my seatbelt. I've been in too many car accidents in my life to not wear a seatbelt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for that one person who's out there
you were talking
listening
to
to this without a seatbelt on, put it on, damn
Yep.
it.
Also, don't drive while high.
Yeah.
Also a terrible idea.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it last week.
Yes, we did.
DUIs.
Yeah.
They exist.
Well, that's pretty much it for me this week. Are you guys ready for some video game news?
Wait, what segment are we doing right now? Did I hear?
Are you guys ready for some video game news?
I don't know if I'm ever ready, Peter.
Oh, show me what you're ready for, baby.
I just said I don't know if I'm ever ready. So nothing. I'm
Okay.
not ready for anything,
Oh,
Peter.
fucking rip. I'll start with the first news story.
Do it.
Have you guys ever heard of The Witcher 3?
Yes.
Do you guys know who Geralt of Rivia is?
Yes.
I believe he's the main
Oh,
character.
I know this story.
Do you know of a game series called Soul Calibur?
Never heard of it.
Well,
It was a
Soul
great game.
Calibur is a fighting game that focuses around the usage of weapons.
Sweet. Like Nightmare and his giant sword. Wait.
Well, I thought you said you've never
wait.
heard of it. I thought you never
You're right, I'm sorry.
heard of.
I mean, Yoshimitsu. Wait.
That's Tekken.
I mean,
yeah, you're thinking of the wrong.
Yoshimitsu's
He is
also
in Soul
not.
Calibur.
God damn it.
Haha, gotcha.
I mean, Link. Sorry. Yoda.
He was also in there.
Sorry, Yoda.
And Spawn and Hitachi.
And that guy from The Force Awakens, or no, The Force Unleashed.
It was also Darth Vader and Yoda. There's been a lot of interesting side characters in.
I just liked
Soul
who's
Calibur.
the rapier guy.
Oh my gosh.
Raphael?
Raphael.
Yes, yeah,
Was it
Raphael.
Okay.
Raphael.
I always played him.
I liked Killick
The
and
staff,
and Mitsurugi. Big fan of Nightmare as well.
I liked Ivy.
Ivy is. So why'd you like Ivy? Tell me what
I
you like
liked
about
her
Ivy.
move sets.
Her I thought
Her
I heard
boob
yeah, her
sets.
boob sets for a second.
Her boob sets. That's exactly what I
gotta
said.
say though, I don't think her breasts got any larger this game. And I know
good.
there's a running joke that Ivy's breasts seem to get larger and larger with each game. But I would say that she's kept the standard of breasts.
Yeah.
So
So maybe she had that thing where they just constantly grow and she needs to get
honestly,
introductions.
her outfit is ridiculous.
Oh
Like,
my
Valdo.
God.
Valdo was another one.
Oh,
a good one.
Valdo. That guy is just ridiculous in general.
yeah.
He has some crazy.
Like I remember like Soul Calibur being the first game I ever played where I started paying attention to boob physics. Or not paying attention, but
Like noticed.
noticing boob physics.
Well,
You know?
because like the movements they're doing are so extreme and like they're just, especially with like Ivy, they're just out there.
And also I'd be like, Sophitia, like cover yourself up, girl. That's not armor.
Or
It's
like
literally a drape.
it was even funnier when like you select the characters and they like do that little small twist when they load in.
Oh, yeah.
and then they're just flailing about. You're just like, whoa, calm down.
I
Nothing's
am
happened yet.
almost certain that I've once loaded in a character like that and like the tit physics like glitched or something, and her titty was just like just back and forth like a machine gun.
Well, I remember this was actually a bug in Street Fighter V before it came out. Chun-Li, whenever you picked her on the screen, it was just nonstop. They were just floating and just
Oh, yeah.
moving the
I
whole
rem- I
time.
remember
So
seeing
she would just like do like the small little like, hiya, I'm coming into fight kind of action. It just there they go. They're going.
Not a glitch.
it was totally
It was
intentional.
Not a glitch. But yes, going back to the story, Geralt of Rivia is going to be a playable character in Soul Calibur 6.
That's pretty cool.
which is really cool. I think
yeah.
I actually feel like his character
It makes sense.
makes sense in that world. So it's cool to see that. I don't know if they're gonna be introducing any more guest characters, and
I assume they will.
I am going to guess that he is going to be on every platform of this game, because I know that
Well, he's been on every platform, so that would make sense.
exactly. So
No exclusive
I actually
characters?
I actually could see him being the only guest character, but it would
I
be,
doubt it.
I mean, I personally think that I'm personally hoping for 2 more, at least.
The game's not out
But
yet, right?
I honestly wouldn't
No.
be. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it was just Geralt. But still, I do want to see a fleshed out character creator in that game.
Yeah, because they started that in like Soul Calibur 4, I think, the character
I
creation.
think it was Soul Calibur 3 actually.
Was it 3?
I think so. I think I remember Soul Calibur 3 having character creator.
I don't
and-
think it was as good until 4. Where, like,
I think 4 is the one where they really fleshed it out with like the story mode and everything.
Because I think 3 you can only choose like one weapon. You can make them look whatever they like, but I think it was only one weapon.
I honestly can't tell you for
And in
certain.
Soul Calibur 4, they just gave you every weapon, everything. It was like crazy.
It's good times. I remember creating a character based off of Guts from Berserk using I think it was Siegfried.
Hell yeah.
Is Siegfried the name of the non-evil nightmare?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So
the blonde guy.
yeah, dude. Oh god. So I really hope this game's good because I have very fond memories of Soul Calibur.
You know, the fighting
me
game,
too.
the fighting game genre has just made a resurgence, and I really hope that it keeps doing it because it's a fun genre that's just the barrier for entry is a little bit high.
I just need a fighting game that has a low barrier of entry and like a good non-competitive mode, like a good fleshed out story mode.
I would try Dragon Ball Fighter Z, honestly.
I heard Dragon Ball Fighter Z story is absolute garbage.
Fighters.
When I say story mode, I don't really mean story mode, but I'm like a good single player mode, like an
Yeah.
ascend the tower kind of deal with
Yeah.
like multiple branching paths,
Mortal Kombat.
kind of the way they did in Soul Calibur 4.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, Mortal Kombat X would be pretty good then.
Plus, it has the
But I want Soul
Breaking
Calibur
Bones
characters.
X-ray stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I actually really did like the artwork for Soul Calibur a lot, though.
oh
Like,
yeah, no,
that shit was good.
I'm interested in this game, and I hope it does well.
This might be the first fighting game I buy in a very long time. Like I held out on Dragon Ball Z, and I think it's for the best, just because the systems seem a little too complicated for someone like myself who doesn't have enough time to really invest in like.
you just gotta push one button, man.
I'll just play Smash.
Well, yeah, Smash.
Yeah, Smash
Smash.
is-
I'm gonna guess a Christmas release for that game.
Yeah, I don't see it being any earlier.
It's
than
gonna they're
holiday.
gonna push that as another console seller would be my
Oh my god, yeah.
be my guess.
The only thing I'm worried about is that's supposedly also when the online service starts.
It's apparently September-ish for that.
Well, I know, but like,
So that might
That
be a
general
release
area.
game with that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It would make sense.
All right. The next story is it's gonna come a little bit sad, but not a shock. Toys R Us will be closing or selling all of its U.S. stores.
Yeah, I heard about this one. At first, they were just announced the UK stuff, and then shortly after
Yeah,
that, it was
they're
like, oh,
like-
US too.
Their stores are going out of business.
So my first
100%.
question is, does that mean Babies R Us will stay open?
No,
You don't think so?
Toys R Us and Babies R Us are like the same entity.
But I feel like they might separate. Just because I heard Babies R Us is still profitable. Like the main reason why Toys R Us is not profitable is because iPad, tablet gaming, interactions and stuff, plus like video games and stuff, has completely taken over
Yeah.
that market. Like kids don't play with toys as much anymore, but like babies are just babies, you know?
I don't know. I know that they made a deal for their bankruptcy kind of a thing. I don't know if that included that or not, but it's hard to say. I have a feeling because most Babies R Us were also Toys R Us locations, and I don't think they would keep a Babies R Us and not the rest of it. You know what I mean?
Well, I just looked it up. Babies R Us are closing as well.
Okay.
Yeah, they're tied
They're
together.
gonna keep their registries open, which is nice of them, but they're still closing.
So like their online businesses.
Oh no! Like you know how people make like baby registries for like baby
Yeah.
showers and stuff. They're gonna
Yeah.
keep those open and online for people to continue to use because they don't.
Oh.
They don't want people to lose like their lists of registry items. Because
Okay.
But
Interesting.
yeah, That
Well,
sucks. I guess no
yeah.
more babies.
Yep, can't have any more, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
It's
we've
over.
reached the max.
We had a good run as a species, I suppose. Okay run.
yeah,
Average.
Although there
Below
are
average?
I'd say a C.
there are so many baby stores, so you're fine.
Yeah, that's true.
So many.
Plus, I mean, Amazon.
Also,
and
Amazon.
Yes, and Amazon is an
Amazon's
everything
taken
store.
over.
I feel like just keeping any kind of like non-food oriented business is so hard.
Yeah, I heard that the main reason is so people will go into Toys R Us, the kids will see a toy they like, and the parents will buy it on Amazon.
Yep, I mean that's what I did.
It's also cheaper on Amazon.
Like literally,
Yeah.
the only reason why I ever went to Toys R Us was to buy things that wasn't available on Amazon, like certain amiibos. But like even that's like not. Yeah.
And now it will be
Yeah.
because Toys R Us won't have a store to
Yep.
sell them in.
Yeah, so now they'll just go to Best Buy.
Yay.
The Best Buy by my house fucking sucks.
They have
Kinda
like
does.
2 amiibos.
You only have 2 amiibos?
No, that
No, Best Buy has.
Oh, yeah.
They sell like 2 of them.
They have just the leftover.
Like I was thinking
Animal
to myself, like
Crossing
I feel
ones.
like I've given you.
No, I have a few.
Okay.
The latest one I have is Ganondorf. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow,
Got
that's
a long
been a
time
while.
ago.
That's been a while.
Yeah, I
It's
have
been a
one.
while. But yeah, those are all the stories from me. But yeah, Toys R Us. I have a lot of good memories of Toys R Us. I remember going into the store and picking up those like little leaflet things to buy a video game. Like you go into a separate
Oh,
section
yeah.
to give it to the guy, and you pay for it there. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of sad, especially for all the employees of Toys R Us. That really sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but I feel like those places were always pretty understaffed anyway. Maybe it was like
I think it might have been because of
yeah,
this.
yeah. So
Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm sure they'll find jobs elsewhere, but
Yeah,
and
it's-
kind of like I'm sure everyone kind of saw the writing on the wall for this kind of store. Like
Yeah,
other
probably.
hobby shops and toy shops have been going out of business too. I think Toys R Us was just the next one up.
I don't
you
think
know?
Hobby Lobby ever will. That thing is freaking huge.
I'm pretty sure
Well-
Hobby Lobby already closed.
nope,
No, it
they're
did
still
not.
around.
Really? I think they have way less locations though.
Probably. I mean, I wouldn't support Hobby Lobby anyways, just because of their political views of their leaders and stuff. But that's a different story.
Oh, that's interesting because today I actually got a haircut at
From
this-
Hobby Lobby.
No, I got a haircut. Well, first of all, I got a haircut.
I'd be
Fuck you
impressed.
guys for not noticing. And then
mean,
it was at a place
You
called.
look beautiful,
It
Peter.
was fuck you guys. It was at a place called Black Anchor Barbershop,
okay.
and it is the most like American barbershop I've ever been to in my life. Because typically I go to this one kind of old Vietnamese lady who always cuts my hair. She only has like 3 chairs in there, and there's only one person cutting hair. But I always go to her. But she was booked today, and I really wanted to get my hair cut today. So I went to the nearest place with decent reviews and a decent price, and it was called Black Anchor Barbershop. And it was really cool. When I walked in, their whole barbershop has like a nautical theme.
Interesting.
And my barber straight up looked like a pirate.
Fucking yeah.
He had an amazing beard. Like he just looked really cool. And
Did he ask you what are you looking for a haircut?
no, he did
Aw.
not talk like that. But like one of the patrons was drinking a Budweiser like while he was getting his haircut, and like he immediately went and drove his kid home, and I was like, okay, that's America for you.
I mean, strangely, the whole drinking in a barbershop thing or like watching a game in a barbershop thing has become more common.
Has it?
I've noticed.
Yeah,
Like,
you have
it's
to
a
pay up the
trendy thing.
wazoo for a license for that, but
Yeah, it's become more trendy, and I've seen more places starting to pop up that are like, "We serve you beer while you get your haircut." I'm like, I don't give a
I
shit.
had no idea that was a thing. But yeah, I mean this place costs like $10 more than the place I normally go to, but like I think they did a fine job. But okay, so just to explain why we're laughing, Matt is literally brushing his cat's face, and his cat doesn't know how to handle it.
yeah, with a paintbrush.
It was really interesting to hear them talk.
With no paint. Don't
It's
worry.
clean.
They were discussing several different topics. For example, my barber was talking about how he used to be a manager at a tattoo shop in Amsterdam, and
Okay.
one of the tattoo artists there was experimenting with glow in the dark ink for the tattoos.
Ooh.
And apparently, he said the tattoos worked fine, but they would fade after 4 or 5 years. And he would
Yeah.
say, so that basically means the ink kind of got absorbed into your bloodstream, and hopefully it doesn't get fucked up. It doesn't fuck up your kidneys. And so I was just like, oh, that seems great. And he's like, what kind of ink was it? Was it special? He's like, oh, it was literally just that glow in the dark ink they use for like stamping your hand when you get into a place.
Oh my god.
And I was just like,
And
oh,
you just poke that into your skin.
yeah, literally. So
Great.
no thanks.
yeah, not for me. Not for me. But But then one of the other barbers was talking about how they went to a Hobby Lobby as it was closing down, and the owner of the shop was basically just wanted to go home. They're like, okay, fill up your carts, $20 for the contents of the cart.
Holy
And they went ham on that store. So
well,
yeah. That's why I was under the impression the Hobby Lobbies were closed, but I guess they're not. I guess maybe
Not
just
all
like
of
some
them.
locations have closed.
Yeah.
So
There's definitely still a thing, but they aren't as common as
There's
they
one
used
near
to
my
be.
house.
So that's my Hobby Lobby story, Tony. So if you
All
want
right.
to continue,
Sweet.
News.
So, Battle Royale is a very common genre, as we all know.
Never heard of it. What is it?
Basically, 100 people on an island kill each other till there's
Common?
one person left. And, but there is a new game that is now in early access. It was available for alpha, I believe. It's called Darwin Project.
I've heard of this.
Yes, this is a 10-player Battle Royale game that's very similar to Hunger Games. Like, you have the chance of being the director or show director, and you can actually help the other people or not. Kind of like, what's her face? May the odds be in your favor.
Like the investors of the Hunger
Yeah.
Games, right? Like I remember, like in the Hunger Games, there were people that could like pay to like deliver stuff to their favorite champions and shit.
Yeah, those were the mentors or whatever. Damn, I just read all the books recently and I forgot. But
Anyways.
point of it is, it's pretty cool. Unlike PUBG and Fortnite, though, you can actively track movements of your competitors, rather. Every time you walk somewhere, it's because it's a snowy map. It leaves footprints in the snow, and you can track where they are. It seems like a bow and arrow type thing, like pretty much like Hunger Games, and
I'm not sure this is correct, but someone told me that there's only a bow and arrow and an axe in the game.
that makes sense.
That might be wrong though, because I feel like there should be more weapons in a battle royale game.
Like a crossbow or like
Just like
a sword.
even like a single shot rifle or something.
You can also craft apparently, and you leave behind things to help track your location, or help others track your location. I don't see anything in here about the type of weapons that are in here, but there is a open beta highlight video on YouTube. Check that out. But currently, it is in early access on Steam for
It's 15
bucks.
Yeah, seems pretty cheap. Matt, did you watch the E3 presentations last year?
Probably, yes.
Do
we
you
talked
remember
about
the really weird part where that guy is like on a podium screaming in an
Oh,
esports
that was this
stuff?
game?
That was for this game.
That was for this game?
That was for this game.
This game seems a
Oh.
lot
So
better
you remember what I'm
than-
talking about, right? Like we were just
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this? Like, why is this guy yelling and shouting?
That makes perfect sense now. He was the show director, or pretending to, like, showing you what that role would be.
I feel like that's
No,
the
he was
worst.
shoutcasting.
I was shocked. Okay.
I feel like that's a very bad advertisement for
Yeah,
this
it was
game.
a horrible. Like,
Yeah, this looks way better than how that was.
Presented.
well, I mean, like the game itself doesn't look super interesting to me, but at $15, I think I'm willing to give it a shot.
Yeah.
And it's a 10-person game. It might be a lot quicker because of that, for sure.
Oh,
No, I would say
yeah.
it's probably not quicker, just because there's a whole tracking aspect. I want to say that it's like a slow burning style game. That's
Although the map shows where everybody is.
at all times.
Yeah,
Oh. Well, then,
Then
why would you need to track?
exactly. This is what I'm reading right here.
Maybe as the director, you see all people at all times or something.
That
Is
makes
that what I read?
sense.
Uh,
Otherwise, it's like, why would there
players-
be tracking?
Players leave footsteps in the snow. If you stay along the trail long enough, you'll see an outline of the person that made it.
Okay. So you can, if you follow them enough, you'll just see where they are.
So it's kind of like Monster Hunter in a way, where you get enough evidence about them, you can start tracking them.
Yeah. Where did I just read the? It might have been Spectator Tools.
That's what I would guess.
That would
'cause-
make sense, because it would make no sense for there to be a battle royale game where you just know where everyone is at all times.
Because then it's just a camp fest.
Yeah.
Who's going to peak first?
And you can also mess with people because you can speak to everybody that's playing
As the.
as the show director.
Oh my God.
Do you randomly?
It seems like everyone has a chance to be that when you queue for a game.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's fun.
I think
What's
it might be pretty
Is
cool.
there like a loot crate system, like microtransactions, anything?
This article doesn't say yet.
I'm willing to try that game out though.
Yeah,
I hope I'm the show
I know that
director
they had.
every
I know that
time.
they had like a $20,000 tournament or a $50,000 tournament recently. that I believe Lyric won, either Lyric or Shroud, one of them.
Yeah, this is by Scavengers Studios. You can look them up. Also, if you played the beta or alpha, you get the full version of the game for free.
Oh. Well, I hope that every time that we're playing together, Peter, that I am the show person and I can just tell people where you are.
He's over
but
here.
then I'll lie about which direction you're facing so that you can just shoot him in
That
the
makes
face.
me, that makes me wonder then, since there's such small team sizes, can you queue with your friends?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is a
if
very
it's-
light article.
I mean, if there's 10 people actually in it and one director, that's 11 people. I mean, I guess you can queue with your friends.
But like, what if you guys decide to team up? You know what I mean? Like that would just be kind of.
It says that there's going to be updated modes and tools and weapons and things, so that might be part of it. They might figure that out.
All right.
I haven't played the beta or anything, so I have no idea what it's like currently.
Okay.
I wonder if,
But again,
if you
$15.
queue with other people, if it will just pick a random person outside of your groups to just become the spectator person.
It might be, because I feel that would be one-sided otherwise.
Yeah, because if you have like a group of 4,
I honestly feel like it might just be you can't queue with friends.
Yeah, it's a 10.
I have a feeling that they'll come up with like they'll have
Custom
like
server kind
no
of
they'll
thing.
have like hopefully they have private lobbies. That would be cool. But my assumption would be that they're going to come up with like queues with larger parties, like 4v4v4 or like 3v3v3v3 things like that. So, but like I don't think you'd be able to queue for a free for all with multiple friends. Like I feel like that would be kind of asking for teaming to happen.
unless you have a full group.
Yeah. And at that point, it's like
Just do a custom lobby.
Okay, yeah. Actually, if the game only has up to 11 people, it sounds like, because there's one
Yeah, with the
spectator, they would probably have private lobbies.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, all right.
We'll see how that
I'm
goes.
interested. I'll probably try that out, and I'll let you guys know next week.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
It's $15 again.
What else we got?
We have all the alternate skins and things for Brigitte are now available.
What are they?
Not great, unfortunately. They're
I like her
mostly
skins.
they're mostly just different colors of her classic one. Her
Well, that's the same with everybody.
yeah, but yeah, she's okay. I get her legendary one.
She's got 2 legendaries.
The last one that I saw. Where's this?
She's got a suit of armor that looks like a knight. And then she has the one that basically makes her look like Torbjorn. Because, I mean, she is Torbjorn's daughter.
Yeah,
I don't know where she got her height from.
There's also a red one
but,
with a
yeah.
hat. Is that an epic
The
one?
mother. The mother's normal size.
I know, but like, who is this mother? We need to know now.
She was in the comics.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. I missed it.
I
They
guess-
didn't show her face though, but she's one hot mama from the back.
Ah.
I like the knight one actually.
Yeah, the knight one's good.
Kind of reminds me of a paladin from WoW a little bit.
Yeah, the
Like an old
the
ret-
hat one I
ret
think
set.
is supposed to be the Torbjorn looking one. I
You know,
thought.
I'm not gonna lie. She kind of looks like a character from Paladins.
she does.
The game.
She kind of does.
I'm not sure what it is, but I think her design looks a little more cartoony than the tip. I might be wrong though. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the way her armor looks isn't as futuristic looking without her shield up.
Perhaps.
Like I feel like
Maybe, dude, she needs a Project Leona skin.
oh man,
How cool would that be though? Like a
That'd be pretty-
cyberpunk skin for her?
it'd be pretty good.
That'd be pretty damn good.
Project Leona.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say why, but
I don't think she
definitely
looks
doesn't.
bad though, but
No.
there's something a little more Pixar-y about her.
I think just the design of her, I think it's mostly the face.
Is it
and
the face?
I don't know.
Isn't it
It's-
like big doe eyes or something?
yeah, but I think a lot of characters have those.
That's
maybe.
what I'm saying too. I think Tracer also has.
Well, Tracer also is she's more unique. I think that's the other thing. Brigitte,
A little on the generic side, design
a
wise.
little more generic, which I think is unfortunately what Paladins.
Well, I guess
are
we'll just have to look toward her feature skins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I think her Night skin's fun. I think the Torbjorn skin for her actually makes her look more like an Overwatch character. Just because,
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like Torbjorn.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
I am looking forward to trying her out because I don't want to install the PTR. I did see a tweet from Jeff Kaplan saying that she is not going to be released this week, probably.
no.
Yeah, they're probably still tweaking it.
Yeah.
Makes
Tweaking
sense.
you.
Mm.
Speaking of tweaking things, Monster Hunter World. Since the Capcom release of Devil May Cry HD collection, they are now adding the ability to dress up your hunter as Dante.
Yup. That looks
Okay.
fucking cool.
Yes.
I love these cross-promotional DLC for Monster Hunter. Like, that's actually what they're kind of known for, just throughout its life cycle. Like, they release promotional DLC that's like usually crossovers of other games. DLC is typically free as well. It's cool. It's a good time.
And you can not only look like him with his leather coat and hair, but you can also get his sword, the Force Edge.
Ooh.
And it's under the Charge Blade category.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Okay.
So, other Charge Blades typically come with a shield that's combined with the sword into a giant axe. The Force Edge doesn't have a shield at all, but you can still guard with it, and instead turns into a giant Alistor.
Whoa.
I'm erect.
Interesting.
I wonder what guarding looks like then if it doesn't have a shield.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he just holds in front of him, kind of a thing.
Yeah, but does that mean they made new animations for the weapon then? Like,
Maybe.
It doesn't say. It also doesn't say when this is coming out yet.
I mean, is there a character or is there a weapon where they hold it, like in front of them to guard?
Yes, but a charge blade has a shield.
No, I know, but I mean, like in this specific situation, maybe they just swapped that.
Possible, but like, I have a feeling that the shield is going to be like some kind of energy shield or something, like some demon shield that kind of spawns.
Bunch of bats.
Because if the swapping animations would mean like a new moveset, and that would be they wouldn't just be able to do like a hot swap of like how guarding works, because literally guarding is like it's quick,
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
That's
Seems
kinda
cool, though.
Yeah. I still
Hope
don't
they
think
keep
it'll
bringing some good ones.
Yeah,
probably won't make me play it still, but it's cool. I'd like to see that in
PC.
action.
Get a PC,
It's just not.
or just get
It's not my game.
Get Vermintide. All right, go ahead.
So E3 is right around the corner. Surprisingly, it's coming up. Microsoft put out an announcement that they have
June or
plans.
July?
July.
Last
Is it
year it was July.
Oh, okay, so it's probably July.
Yeah, we have an episode about it. It's horrible audio quality, but it's a long one. Very informative from what you can hear.
Damn, we started podcasting in July.
We
Yep.
did.
It's pretty cool.
Welcome to Control Alt Delete, boys. All right. So anyway, Microsoft, they have plans for E3. Quote, the biggest showing ever for Xbox.
Maybe it's because the Xbox isn't doing too great. Right
Because they need a fucking big showing.
Well,
well, they need
the thing with this is,
exclusives.
Microsoft is going to have like their own freaking stage. Like the main thing is going to be Microsoft. Then they're also going to have their own like booth where you play their shit.
I mean, isn't that kind of normal besides having their own stage?
Yeah, they've always had their little like play area where they announce stuff, but this is like they are the main thing this year.
All right, we'll see.
Just
I'm still
okay.
more excited for what
Xbox.
anything Nintendo has to say, but sure.
Yes.
Yes,
I am so excited for their Smash stuff because they're going to do Smash.
Watch, they're not.
If
Watch, this whole E3 is just Smashless.
okay, so there's a couple things I really want from Nintendo this E3. Smash, which I mean,
we saw.
I almost guarantee they're going to do, and Metroid. Those are the two things. Is if they do those two, I don't care what else is there. I'll be happy.
I want to see an Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
personally want to see an Animal Crossing. I would love to also see a Final Fantasy game.
On Switch?
Yes. Like a new Final Fantasy game.
Well,
They
I'm
could.
curious if they're going to do that because they have a couple
Lost
Squeenix
Sphere,
games coming.
Octopath.
Yes.
So I'm curious if they would.
Lost Sphere is very Final Fantasy.
I would love to see a Final Fantasy game on Switch.
So do you mean like
but
one
something
of the older ones?
No. Something more creative. Something along the lines
Oh,
of
like a Crystal Chronicles
but
kind of
not
thing.
Crystal Chronicles.
Yeah.
And with motion controls.
No.
No. Someone kick this guy.
I mean, option of motion
physically.
controls, fine. Not
Only
required.
motion
Okay.
controls.
No, please, Nintendo. No.
You have to tilt to move and use spells.
No.
You can't even use
You
the
have to
buttons.
draw the spell with one controller while you tilt the controller with the other one.
Also, I'd love to see just old. I would love to see old Final Fantasy ports as well on the Switch as well.
Yeah. So like
Like Final Fantasy 6.
they need the Final
Dude, if they had
Fantasy collection.
Man, if they had a Final Fantasy 1 through 10 collection,
1 through 10?
1 through 13,
Oh my god.
Without
That'd be
without
huge.
X2. Get rid of that shit.
I'd still play X2.
I mean,
Titus.
I think the other game that a lot of people want from Nintendo is like an F-Zero. I think there's a lot of things people just want, but if they just deliver Smash announcements and Metroid announcements with potential gameplay, I would be ecstatic.
Well, we'll
Would
see.
you moisten yourself if they started talking about the new Zelda?
No, actually,
Really? Too soon?
they need time. I don't care what anyone says. Games that come out too quickly, one after the other, that are successful, it makes it stale.
Okay. Well,
Although-
what if they said releasing in 2022 or something like that?
Weren't they doing that
sure,
before
but
though?
then-
With Zeldas, they're like,
Yeah, wasn't Breath
here's
of the
Oracle
Wild?
of Worlds, here's this, here's that.
Well,
Here's
that
this,
was on
and-
multiple platforms. I'm
Wasn't
talking
Breath
on
of the
Switch.
Wild kind of announced like a long time ago, and then they
It was announced a year and a half ago. Before it came out.
was it
I'll-
only a
I'll-
year and a half?
I think so.
Huh.
Because they were talking about it at the end of the Wii U life cycle.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see Pokemon for Switch. I want to see what that is.
Yeah, they
True.
did tease it in E3 last year.
I want to see what the fuck that is. Like, I don't know if the Pokemon formula does it for me anymore. And I would love to see like something to kind of liven it up.
I would like it if instead of doing the typical turn-based thing,
And grindy.
they did like a combination of this is going to sound crazy, but Breath of the Wild and Pokken Tournament.
But for me, I feel like that kind of combat would get kind of tedious.
I would say Pokemon Stadium aspects.
Because imagine doing like 6v6 fights, you know?
well, I'm saying they'd have to change that,
Mm-hmm.
but like I'm just saying the 1v1 combat where you select it and then it hits or it doesn't hit, it gets old really quick. I feel like
Yeah, I
mean-
just need a new presentation on
yeah,
the game.
it's been their formula
Like,
for
there's-
since the beginning.
there's different ways they can do things tactically if they want to keep it turn-based, like maybe a grid fighting kind of thing like some games have been doing. But I do want them to really up the adventure aspect of the games.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. I don't think the combat system is gonna change anytime soon, if ever. I mean, just being realistic, like
I know.
I don't think they will, but like I do think the exploration element of the Pokemon games could be improved upon for sure.
Yeah. Like I want when
A
you
Breath of the Wild Pokemon would be dope.
that's yeah. More
Like even if it was turn based, but to see them fight in the environment that they were found in would be awesome to watch.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they could do that.
I also would like it if when you use like a character's surf or you use like strength or those kind of things, you brought out the Pokemon, they actually fucking did it.
No, dude, fuck HMOs. I don't.
I just mean like if you want to do fly, you physically get your Pokemon out and it takes you there, kind of a thing.
Oh yeah, that's fine. But like
Like a
I
Griffin.
fucking hate HM moves.
Oh wow, Griffin.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I'm saying like just your
in terms,
interact with your Pokemon.
in terms of like the visual like experience of them like coming to life and doing shit.
Yeah.
But what if you want to fly on a Pokemon that's tiny that you should that like you know
It has the strength to carry you, man. I don't
Pidgey.
know. Pidgey.
How would you ride a Pidgey?
Don't ask.
Aren't there some like weird Pokemon that don't even have wings that know how to use fly and shit though?
Drag-
They just
Dragonite.
float.
Dragonite has wings.
Oh yeah,
Those
Tiny
little
wings.
tiny ass wings. I just mean more like
Lapras.
you know in Pokemon Yellow, I think it was Pikachu was always following you around.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be good if they just had the Pokemon that you had in the first slot just following you around. So that way, as soon as you got in the battle, you don't have to go do the whole "I choose you." This.
But what
Pokemon.
happens if you summon Wailord?
Good?
it's just dead.
You just kill Wailord
it's
kills
huge.
everyone else.
He's huge. He's the biggest Pokemon,
but it's also a whale.
or she. You know, no judgments.
It would die outside of the water. Too.
No, that's not how this works, Tony. We're just saying the thing is like it's the size of a whale, and it just floats in air.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I want out of a new Pokemon game, honestly. But I do want something that's just not the fucking same bullshit over and over.
Just the only Pokemon is Chandelure. And that's it.
No, it's the ice cream one. I can't remember its
There you
name, but it's just the double ice cream.
Vanillite?
Sure, that one. Yeah, just the double ice cream scoops,
I think that's Vanillux
or
some
the,
shit.
the trash Pokemon.
Garbagor?
Is it Garbagor?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
I think it's Trubbish, and then it turns into Garbagor.
Oh my god.
Wow, they just
I just
ran
wanted
out
Either
of ideas.
Garbagor or Garbodor, something like that.
I wonder if they do make a new game, if it's going to be a new generation of Pokemon, or if they're just going to reuse the old ones.
I think it's gonna be like Sun and Moon, where they don't introduce a lot of new Pokemon, but there's like a good amount of variants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've talked to a couple people that have wanted the Pokemon game, and what they said was, I want like literally like what they've done with Final Fantasy VII. What I want that with Pokemon Red is what some people have said. Pokemon Red and Blue, like Super HD edition, you know. And I might be okay with that.
I mean, I kind of agree with what you said. I would like to see a Breath of the Wild influenced Pokemon game for sure.
I feel like exploration has been the thing that has worked for Nintendo this system so far.
It's just certain things about Pokemon games just don't make sense in that kind of setting.
Yeah.
Is what I would say.
Yeah.
Like sizes of Pokemon, like yeah, I would say sizes of Pokemon is actually a pretty big deal if they're actually trying to normalize that at all.
Yeah.
Like, you know, even just going into a cave. Like, what if you have like a giant ass Pokemon? Is it just supposed to clip through the cave door, or like
Whale Lord, use tackle. And it's just, you just see this whale just smash a
like,
mountainside.
yeah, he just body slams like a Pidgey, and then it just goes. The Pidgey just goes. You know, like just like falls over as if like something normal size hit it and didn't like crush its entire soul. So
It would explode, I think,
Yeah.
at that point.
So yeah, I think for me, Animal Crossing and Pokemon are the two that I want to see the most.
What about you, Tony? You haven't said what you want to see the most.
You know, I'm not sure. I'm kind of more.
I'd like to see a new IP,
Yeah, I'm leaning towards
Okay.
whatever they want to show, and hopefully it's new.
a new RPG.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Like, what if they had Golden Sun for the Switch, like a new Golden Sun game? Would you be happy with that?
That's like updated graphics.
They already
Well,
have-
yeah, of course.
they already did a remake of Golden Sun, so
Did they?
maybe yeah. Heart
that
Gold,
was
Soul
3DS.
Silver.
Yeah.
For what platform?
Oh wait, did you say Golden Sun?
Golden Sun.
What were you saying?
My brain is like. I totally
Fire Emblem?
processed Golden Sun as gold and silver for some reason.
No.
Oh,
Like Golden
Pokemon.
Sun.
Yeah,
the
Golden
game.
Sun. Yes, I would love to play a new Golden Sun. Yes.
That game was
HD
great.
Golden Sun. Oh my god, I'm just trying to imagine like all the different Dijin combination summons in like HD.
that game was fantastic until it was stolen from me.
Oh.
Oh, I remember that. My
And-
Advance
and
Wars
yours.
was stolen too.
Yeah.
I was sad.
Buddy still Buddy didn't steal my Golden Sun. Buddy chewed up my version of Golden Sun.
No. The
Well,
worst.
Ours were just stripped from our backpacks. when we
Honestly,
were in
I would not
PE.
even mind. I wouldn't even mind playing Golden Sun like the original on the Switch. I think they should port more GBA games to the Switch,
I think
I
you
don't know,
should
maybe
put more
that'll be-
games.
or any GBA games to the Switch for that
Maybe
matter.
that'll be a release virtual console, which is what I'm hoping for too.
That would be
That
cool.
actually
There
would be
you go.
good too.
I would love to play it. Yeah, dude. And then, yeah.
We're speculating a lot about E3. I mean, it is coming up, but
We're not speculating. We're just.
wishing.
would like
I guess, yeah, we're
But in all honesty, we're probably going to see Smash. We're probably going to see a couple Mario sports titles, a couple sequels that we never asked for, a bunch of indie shit that we're never going to play.
Mario Party 11.
I would buy a Mario Party 11.
I'd actually be down to play Mario Party.
If it
I
wasn't,
feel like there would be a lot of cool Joy-Con shenanigans with Mario Party
that's
11.
true. Actually, yeah.
And weird like motion stuff that
Well, yeah,
wasn't in.
Joy-Con
Yeah.
shenanigans.
Yeah.
I heard that as amiibos. I don't know why.
Amiibo shenanigans. I mean, it probably, but you know,
All right, shall we move on from?
absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Warhammer Vermintide 2 is a game.
No.
Yes, it is a game.
As
And
of this
it's a fun
article,
game.
March 12th, it sold more than 500,000 units in its first week and has streamed over 200 million minutes on Twitch.
And that's pretty
Wow.
impressive considering that that game had like pretty much like no marketing budget.
Yeah, they're just like, here's Vermintide 2. Like, what the hell is this? Oh, it's actually really good. I might pick it up because I heard it's $30.
Yes, it is in fact $30, and there is a one Peter Park already playing the game.
There
Heyo.
you go. So that's pretty good. Good job for who's this? Fat Shark.
Warhammer.
Fat Shark.
Fat
Yeah.
Shark.
It's in the Warhammer universe.
Yes. The
Yeah.
fantasy Warhammer, not 40K.
Yes.
Yes.
This has nothing to do with.
Same universe as Blood Bowl.
Sure. Good. Bless you. And again, I should have actually added this in with the other Overwatch news. but they are nerfing Sombra again.
Nerfing?
Yes.
How? I haven't heard about this one.
Well, I don't think her original change was a nerf. It was more of like a
Adjustment.
like a change in her playstyle.
The hack one, right?
Yeah, they decreased her hack ability.
Yeah, they didn't nerf her before they
Let's see
buffed her.
what's-
Actually,
what are they
The
gonna
thing that they
do?
nerfed about her is that
The health packs.
The health packs, yes.
yeah, but they buffed
Everything else
hack
about
in
her.
an amazing way.
Yeah. What did they nerf?
So they explained that this. Okay, so sorry.
It's going well. Keep going.
So that was that adjustment with the hack. The
Uh-huh.
other
What'd they do?
adjustment involves
What they adjust about the hack? You never said.
what you just said was
The
the,
one
adjustment.
where it doesn't do
in
health
February.
packs, but it makes it
Oh, that's
so
old.
other
I thought
passive-
you. I
Yes.
thought you did a
Yeah,
new.
that was old.
So I know, but it's part of this. So
Okay.
the first change is imposing a 2-second cooldown whenever hack is interrupted by damage,
okay,
which
that
would
kind of
be
hurts.
interesting.
2 seconds.
This is a
Interrupted by damage, though. So if you're being shot at, you're probably not going to get the hack off anyways.
But
But 2 seconds is kind of
2
harsh.
seconds is yeah. The other adjustment involves line of sight. So as it stands, there is a 0.1 second period of time at the end of the hack where it can't be canceled by abilities like Tracer's Recall or Zarya Shield or Sombra losing sight. So what they explained is that 0.1 second window exists so that the hack doesn't constantly get broken by very small line of sight blockers like light posts or signs, stuff like that. But they decided to remove that window and instead use multiple LOS checks to make sure the small LOS blockers are still not a problem. And in addition to that, they're speeding up the update rate of her hacking so that it's more responsive in checking for those fail conditions.
I wouldn't say that's necessarily a nerf. That's just a quality of life adjustment.
Yeah.
The first part, though, the 2
That
seconds
is- the
after taking
2-second
damage,
thing is
that does kind of hurt her. But if she's getting shot at, she's probably not going to be able to hack for 2 seconds anyways. But it is kind of a weird restriction.
But still, before you can just kind of just keep spamming it.
Yeah, but again,
right?
if you're getting shot at, you're probably not going to get it off.
Well, maybe. If you think of how ridiculous Sombra players are, they just kind of like zip around and then just come back and do it immediately. You can kind of...
I don't know.
They can do stuff. But this definitely lessens her ability to hack effectively while under fire. Not
Well,
that it's
sure,
not
under
that it's
fire,
not effective
yes.
anyway, like you said, but this is even less now.
Yeah, I think that the other thing is just quality of life. 0.1 seconds. Like if you get a hack off because if you lost a hack because of 0.1 seconds, like sure that's gonna feel kind of silly, but it will make sense at least.
Yeah.
It was more nonsense when you couldn't see the Sombra and she still got a hack off, kind of a thing. So, that makes sense.
Yeah, I actually, in reading that, thought it was going to be a lot worse, but that's not
No,
terrible.
That's not bad. The 2 second thing is the only bad part.
I just think I'm just going to add one or two more. I don't want to go on forever. Back to Fortnite again. I should have combined these together. I think today, as the time of recording, as at the time of this recording, today, Thursday, patch 3.3 came out for PC. It was delayed before. It previously rolled out for PS4 and Xbox. But this update included a new Blitz mode, which the maximum time for a game is 15 minutes. They also increased the amount of loot available in the map and made supply drops less frequent to none because of the increase in loot.
Okay.
So it's supposed to be like faster paced games, basically.
Correct. It's similar. It seems like all these modes are coming out thanks to Dota with their Turbo Dota.
No, I wouldn't say necessarily it's because of Dota. I think there's just a demand for less, just games that are
Quicker.
And to be fair, Fortnite is not that slow of a game.
True, but I think people, especially when they're playing on tablets and phones, want to be able to.
Phones now.
They want to be able to get in more games total.
True.
Yeah, and that's going to drain your battery real quick on phones,
Yeah.
especially.
And the other part of this patch is that they are adding a supply llama that drops.
Can you explain what that is?
It seems like it's just a supply drop, but it's a llama that'll
Just
be
walking
in the
around
map.
the battlefield.
that you can find, and it'll drop unique items for you.
Okay.
If you find.
Fun, I guess.
That's what I've gathered from that.
cool.
The very last one I have, the publisher of Stardew Valley, Chucklefish, has announced a new game. It's a Harry Potter-like RPG called Witchbrook. So, a similar vein of, well, I don't want to say similar vein, but it's like your typical 2D RPG, but instead of slashing with swords and using shields, you cast spells like a wizard.
Okay.
And its combat system was inspired by 2D Legend of Zelda games, except, again, you'll
With magic
wield
instead of
magic spells
weapons.
instead
Yeah.
of.
Okay.
Seems pretty cool. It's only been announced for PC so far. Yeah. But, since Stardew Valley has been on bajillion platforms, Witchbrook probably, be varied on that as well. That'd be cool on a Switch too. It looks like this belongs on one.
Well, Stardew Valley's on the Switch now too. I
Yeah,
think,
so that's the other
that would
part
make
of this. It would make perfect sense. And that is the news. There's more, but maybe we'll
I actually have one more
post
piece
links
of news.
for some other things.
So, also related to Fortnite,
Sure.
yesterday there was actually a streamer named Ninjas.
Oh yes.
And he's a very or Ninja. Sorry,
This is up on our
he's a
Facebook
very
page.
well known. I think, from my understanding,
He is the number one Fortnite streamer. Right
he's
now.
the number one streamer on Twitch. Actually, currently, he has the most followers and subscribers currently.
Oh, just in general.
In
Okay.
general, he blew up a lot because he was streaming Fortnite. But yeah, I think he's at around 200,000 subs. And if you think about how
Jesus.
partners get a minimum of $250 per sub a month,
He's doing well for himself.
he's a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
So, he plays for Luminosity, and the dude's incredible. Like, he's an insane Fortnite player. Like, I've never seen someone play at the level that he does.
It is insane.
And yesterday, he actually played with Drake.
Yeah, I remember.
The Drake.
The Drake, and he also played with Juju, who I believe is a wide receiver for a football team. I don't remember which football team. I'll let me look for it.
I'm sure that got a lot of views.
Him, Drake, at one point Kim.com, as well as a rapper. I forgot his name.
Yeah, actually, during the stream, I was watching some of it last night.
Yeah,
During the stream, he asked Drake if he would tweet out the stream, and he did,
Oh my god.
which pulled in another like 400,000 viewers. To the
yeah.
stream.
So he was before Drake tweeted it.
He was at like 400,000.
He was at 400,000, and when he tweeted it, he got to about 630,000.
Oh my
So-
god.
That is where Juju Smith-Schuster, he's a wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
There you go.
Good lord.
Yeah, and then so he played with them. He also played with Deji.
Well, either way.
Anyway, he broke basically multiple Twitch records
Oh yeah.
in the process,
Yeah,
and it was
makes
kind
sense.
of just a fucking storm of popular culture that just
Collided.
collided. Yeah,
was
it kind of didn't make any sense, but was amazing at the same time.
Drake
Like,
wasn't bad either.
Drake was not bad either. Like, it doesn't even matter if they were bad. It's just like you have a football player, a world class or world famous rapper / musician, and a fucking video game streamer playing the same game together. I'm not trying to
On one stream.
on one stream, and I'm
cross-platform.
not okay. Don't
Cross-platform too.
Make no mistake. I am not trying to say that Ninja isn't on that level. Like, I would say that he's like probably the most well-known streamer at this point, but it's just kind of like you don't expect this kind of grouping of people. And like honestly, it was kind of crazy because this was not a sponsored event. It was literally just like I think they hit each other up through their like certain contacts, and we're like, hey, let's just play together, and they did, and like they ended up having a good time. Like I believe Drake and Ninja were playing with the person that got them to play together in the first place, but then that guy left actually,
And it was just duos.
and it was just duos for a bit with just Drake and Ninja, and like Drake actually stayed and played for a long time, way past like any agreed amount of time. Like, you know, I'm sure Drake was only down to play a couple games, but they ended up playing for like 4 or 5 hours or some shit.
Yeah.
And then they basically were able to pull in a bunch of random people, like famous people, and like it was insane. Like it was just a really cool, popular. Not I don't want to say pop culture. Maybe it is considered pop culture in a way, but like it was just really cool to see. I think it really elevated the Twitch platform a lot. I think it put it on the land. It kind of put it on people's minds in a way that it wasn't before. Like Drake, Ninja, Twitch, and Fortnite were all like among the most tweeted about things on Twitter last night. You know,
makes sense.
Like hundreds of thousands of tweets about them, and it was just really cool to see. You know, I think it kind of shows that streaming as a platform is relevant and is noteworthy. Like, yeah, like a lot of people are gonna say, like, why would I fucking watch someone play video games when I could just play it myself? It's like you could say the same shit about sports. You know, it's the same idea.
Yeah, that I dislike that argument.
Yeah, it doesn't
So
work.
it's I feel like it gave I don't want to say relevancy. What's the word? It gave Twitch and streaming in general kind of like I'm trying to say like more weight or like
Influence?
not influence. It's like it's important, you know? Like it's not it's not just irrelevant.
I know the word you're thinking of.
I can't think of the word. Like legitimacy. It kind of gave
Yes,
it like
that's
more
the one.
legitimacy to the platform and to what streaming is in general. So I was really happy that happened. I'm really happy it happened to Ninja because he's like, I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, but he seems like an incredibly nice guy, extremely humble, really hardworking, and extremely talented at Fortnite.
Yes.
So kudos to him. I hope to see more like collaborations between streamers and other like popular culture icons in the future because I think that would just be really cool. I know some Megan Teagan or something like that. Another famous icon. I think she's like a model. Wanted to play Animal Crossing.
Familiar.
She wanted to play Animal Crossing. She was actually thinking about streaming Animal Crossing, and then I know a couple people have been trying to get in contact with her to like play with people like Pokemon and stuff. So, Pokemon being a streamer, Pokey.
Oh yeah.
Pokemon.
Well,
Well.
her name is actually pronounced Pokemon because her real name is Iman.
I'm still gonna go with Pokemon.
Yeah, a lot of people say
because you won't. If you look for Pokemon, it's not. You're not gonna find it. You know, there are actually multiple ninjas too. Because I saw he was streaming somewhere, and then I looked for Ninja on Twitch, and a few people came up somehow. There's someone else also named Ninja.
no, it's not the same.
It's not at all. Yeah,
Oh.
he's. I found him, and
There's probably like variations of the name, but
You can't have the same Twitch handle as someone else.
yeah, it was some.
That means
else.
there might have been some variation on the name.
yeah.
Yeah, there might have been a character I couldn't see or whatever, but either way, we found it, and it's on our Facebook page if you want to see the VOD when he's playing with Drake.
Yeah.
If you haven't already, or you just look at his Twitch page. So-
Oh, it's Chrissy Teigen. Christine Teigen.
For the Animal Crossing stream.
Yes, and she is a model. So
Well, there you go.
yeah, it's really cool to see people that are, you know, in the fashion or music industry and they like video games.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But yeah, it was really cool to see that happened, and I thought it was very noteworthy, like incredibly noteworthy. So
Yeah, definitely.
and that's pretty much it for the news. All right, continuing on in this current order, Matt, what games did you play this week?
Actually, can we take a
No, it's too late.
break?
I've
It is not too late.
I already asked Matt the question. It's too late. Matt, what'd you
Too
play
bad.
this? All right, we're taking a break.
We'll be right back.
I believe
Wait, where are we?
it's what
We're
I was
back.
playing this week, right?
Oh,
Is what-
shit.
What we were doing.
Fuck. Well, I already asked you, Matt, so I feel
Yeah,
I have to
we-
move on to Tony now.
Sorry, we had a break.
Oh man. Okay. Anyways, so I was playing mostly,
Shit.
and I think almost entirely, Into the Breach this week.
Nice.
Wow, is that the game that we suggested to you?
No,
Oh, shit. Must have been Into the Anus then.
no.
I have been thoroughly enjoying Into the Anus.
I bet you have.
But continue.
Anyways, so that game, like we said last week's by FTL people, it's turn-based strategy, grid fighting, not fighting, but fighting a bunch of aliens with your mechs. And that game is really interesting sometimes. Like
Sometimes.
Well, when I was playing it the first time, I was thinking, I don't know how this is going to have replay value.
Mm-hmm.
And also, the first time I played through it, I actually beat it. So I was like, uh-oh, is this game going to be too easy? But both of those were wrong. I've beaten it on normal once. And that was the first time I played it. Every time after that, I've tried to do more than the first time because I just did the 2 islands. It's like, you can just go to the final boss now if you want. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll do that. And I did that, and I beat it. But then every time after that, I'm like, well, I don't want to just do 2 islands every time. So I did all 4.
Which makes the last thing harder.
Yeah, the
'Cause it
farther you go in
scales,
the game,
yeah.
it scales. And the scaling is kind of interesting. So, like, throughout the game, you're going to get upgrades for your mech. Sometimes you'll be able to buy new pilots. You'll find these time pods, which will help you get upgrades. And it's just a very satisfying game once you start playing it correctly. Like the first team you get is pretty good, and they do pretty much everything you would ever need them to do, which is nice. They don't just like screw you on the first set they give you. They actually give you a pretty good set of mechs for the first set, but you can get pretty darn different ones as you play through the game. And so I've unlocked a couple more, and the one I like is this like lightning chain mech with basically another mech that throws boulders at things. And the third one actually doesn't do damage. He just moves other things around for you, or she. I mean,
Still
it's a
good.
mech. Yeah. Like
I'd say.
you have a hook shot essentially that you can pull yourself to buildings or structures. You can pull enemies to in front of you, or you can pull your allies to in front of you. So far that's been probably my favorite set. But again, I've only beaten the game the first time I played it. And I got out. So I was playing through it, and this last time, it was last night actually. It was like almost midnight. I was at the last turn of the last boss,
Oh no.
and it came down to. So in the game, there's a couple ways you can lose. Number one, if all your pilots die, I think you lose, or if all the mechs are disabled, then you lose, or if you lose enough grid power, and you lose grid power by basically the monsters attacking either buildings or batteries or various power sources in the game.
Basically structures, right?
Yeah, structures in the game, or in the final boss in particular.
The bomb. Well,
If the bomb is destroyed, before
Actually-
it can go off.
I heard something about that. If you let the bomb blow up, it will respawn, but it'll add 3 more turns.
Ugh, that'd be even worse, honestly. But yeah, so that's how you can lose. And I was on the final turn, 1 turn left, and I only had enough moves to kill everything but one guy who was attacking a building, and I only had 1 grid power left.
Oh no.
My grid defense was at 30%, so I was like, okay, there's a decent chance I'll survive. So I did all my moves, and I just sat there thinking, could I have gotten that last guy? I reset the turn. There was no possible way I can get everything. So the best case scenario I could put myself in is 1 building potentially being attacked and it potentially surviving. So I was like, okay, I have a 30% chance that the game will just let me win. Let the turn end. Boom, I lost on the last turn.
Rough. Oh god, that's the worst feeling ever.
And I was like, damn it. But at least I got to keep. So that's the other thing. When you lose in that game, it's like a roguelike in a sense that you restart essentially, and you can start with a new set of characters. You can start with different sets of mechs. But the nice thing is you level up in the game as you progress throughout the campaign, and you can keep one of the pilots. So like if you have one guy who like gives you extra mech health, mech movement, or stuff like that, and you can just keep them at the beginning of your next run, which is helpful. So, hopefully the next time I just breeze through it like it's nothing. That'd be good.
I've had a run where all my pilots died, and then I lost the game, and then since all my pilots were dead, there was no one to send back, and that was the true game over.
Yeah, that's as game over as it can get.
You just
Yeah, it straight up just
start
says game
all the way
over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was fun, though.
Yeah. I was just I was so sad. But it's those turns where it's like you literally destroy everything on screen and the game's just like, well, I guess you win.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, this is
Yep.
the best.
I've done a few of those.
And I have yet to try hard because I think hard would be too hard.
I feel like you should unlock more teams and then mix and match to like really
Yeah.
make your own team before going into hard. But you can really just do whatever the fuck you want, so don't listen to me.
That's true.
I'd be very interested in trying a team of only melee range mechs.
I think that's an achievement for
Really?
There's an achievement for
Like a Steam achievement.
like when you make your own team, like they have their own unique achievements. I remember two of them being, one was having a team of all tanks and having a team of all artillery. So I'm assuming
Oh,
that
man.
there's an achievement that's like all mechs, like all bipedal mechs.
Man, all artillery would have such a hard time dealing with things that. So there are some monsters that can just hold you in place before they attack you. If two of them got held in place, it's kind of a hard situation for
You're
them to
kind
get out
of fooked, yeah.
of. Yeah,
I guess you could damage them both to get.
it's not. I don't know.
You'd
But,
have to
yeah.
sacrifice
So
it. Those things only have 2 health stock.
Sometimes some of them have more.
I know that the base team artillery only starts with 2 health.
Yep, which
That
is
is
rough.
Garbaggio. Yeah.
It's rough. Like there's a pilot that gives you shields every time you start the game, and that is so worth it on that mech. It's like ridiculous. But yeah, that game is just really satisfying when you do it well, and even when you lose, I feel like you'll learn something every time.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about with Cuphead a bit, but this is a lot less or more forgiving.
Like you become more in tune with like how things interact with each other, and like it's more of like a equation that you're trying to solve. So
Yeah, it's almost entirely about the smarts of your moves rather than
Yeah.
being brute force-ish with your stuff.
I like brute forces.
Mm-hmm. And there's a surprising number of mechanics in that game. Like,
I mean, there's a lot of mechs, so
no, but shut up.
they need repairs.
Yeah. But what I mean is like characters can have armor. There's those floating guys that like buff all the enemies in different ways, and typically you want to kill those first if you can.
Oh yeah,
Like, oh, everything recovers the health every turn. It's like, no, please God, no. Or like things will explode on death. That is the worst one to forget about if you're just going to attack one that's next to a building. Because then all of a sudden your mech takes damage and this building's randomly dead. You're just like, well,
great.
time to restart the turn, which you can only do once per battle, by the way. So, yeah,
It's
I
pretty
really,
cool that they have that.
I do really like that game, and I'll probably keep playing it. So,
it'll be a good time.
People are definitely.
yeah, and you get FTL for free if you
Getting
buy
their
this game.
hours.
So, play that game. It's good.
Is that a limited time thing? Do you know, or is that just?
I think it's just
permanent?
to give it to you because FTL I think is like
I think it was an
you can
iPad
get it like
game
$4 now. Like it's cheap as heck.
and on an iPad, which apparently is the best way to play it.
Yeah,
This-
touch controls makes a lot of sense.
This
for that
should
game.
be on a Switch. Into the Breach would make perfect sense.
Oh yeah, I think any sort of indie style game just makes sense on Switch. To be honest.
Yeah,
Anyways, that's what I've been playing this week.
sweet.
So,
Who's going?
Tony.
Tony.
Me?
Yeah, it's your turn, bitch.
Ooh,
Play more Bayonetta. The
One?
game is hard. Let me say
it is a platinum.
It is
game.
freaking hard. I think I made it to chapter 9 or 10, and boy, I'm stuck on this boss. It's the one with the 2 ships.
Spoilers. I'm kidding.
What? This game has been out for 9 years. All right. Well, anyway, there's this boss where there are 2 ships. They're like pirate ships. They have oars coming out of them,
Uh-huh.
and they're flying in a
They're
space.
airships.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one is constantly shooting missiles at you, and then one is just kind of going around in a circle. So I figured the idea here is you jump onto this one so you can get to that one that's shooting missiles at you. However, once you get onto that one, it now has these chains with claws on it that also
Try
force
to attack
themselves
you.
on and pull you off of the ship and throw you. Yeah, it's hard.
Sounds fun.
I realize that
Sounds like a
that,
good time.
that second ship that's just going around in a circle, that's all it does. So I actually killed that one first in one of these attempts, which then screwed me over because I couldn't get to the other one.
So you just try to shoot it for
Yeah, I
years.
was like, well, this is not happening. And I just jumped off and killed myself. I think I have about 7 continues on this boss,
nice.
so I'm not getting any awards. I feel like every final boss so far, I've gotten no awards because I just keep continuing.
This grade is an F.
You get a stone award, which is just that annoying New Yorker guy. I can't remember his name. You're just like, oh man, at the end.
Okay.
The game's still good. I'm so close. I mean,
You've gotten close.
yeah, I need to beat it because I want to play the second one. I've never played it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get it for Wii U, so
I don't think a lot of people did, to be
Yeah.
honest.
it came out during a time when the Wii U was kind of winding down. Anyway, I also played WoW. My brother gave me some money to transfer my 95 Paladin that I forgot I had.
Money or gold?
Why didn't you just
Money.
transfer a full level, like a max level character?
I don't have a level 110 character.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, I transferred it to the server you're playing on.
Oh, right. We
that
should
was-
quest together,
That was the other part of it. I wanted to transfer a character that was a similar level.
which is good because I'm level 95 in that game.
Yeah. So I'm only like 3 or 4 bars into 95.
I should invite you to our guild.
Did some bullshit garrison quests. 'Cause
Lovely.
They're all bullshit garrison, or all the garrison quests are bullshit.
Yeah, I just heard Garrison in general is kind of bullshit.
Yeah, it's annoying. But I mean, it was kind of cool in the beginning. I did appreciate it when I was playing Warlords of Draenor. I mean, I have a level 100 Death Knight that I played pretty much exclusively during that expansion. Anyway, there was that. I also played Into the Breach. I had a pretty good run going so far. I haven't even made it past one island yet because that's how much time I've had to play this game at home. Which actually leads into this other one. The fact that I'm not able to play on my PC a lot because my fiance is using it. I played some Splatoon 2. Game is still fun.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Salmon Run was open for like 2 days. Or like that long span.
Is it open
usually does.
permanently now?
I don't think so.
God damn it,
I
Nintendo.
didn't check on that. If it's still open right now,
No, don't. It's. I'm still sad that they haven't changed that.
the other sad part that I realized again, Tori wanted to play with me. I was like, sure, let's go into this, that arcade thing they have. There's no freaking local multiplayer.
Of course, there's not.
Yeah, I'm still sad about that. I thought, well, maybe with this newer update, they did something about it. They still haven't done jack. If you want to play with somebody, they need to have a Switch and be online. She just wanted to play because she liked how the game looked, and
Did you
wanted
just give her the controller for single player?
she wanted to play with me on a team.
Yeah, that's the trouble.
Because it's the kind of game where you want to do that, but
Yeah.
Nintendo's like, no, you need to play it the way we think it should be played, and that's it.
Well, I mean, they didn't build in split screen, which is fine, I guess, but
Well, Splatoon 1 had split screen,
No, it did not.
no, it did not.
didn't it?
No.
I
What would-
remember,
what
I
would you
remember
split
local.
screen?
Didn't they have local on Splatoon 1?
Nope.
Nope.
What would you split screen in that game? Splatoon 1 specifically. Exactly. There was the only thing you could do was play the online battle mode, and that was it.
The story too.
That's it.
Yeah,
So,
but
I
yeah.
guess not. Yeah.
yeah, they didn't have as many modes as Splatoon 2.
Rip.
Ripperoni and the Pepperino.
Oh well. One can only hope that someday this game would be more local friendly.
I doubt it.
It just, it's a shooter. Like,
I just think it's more about like how much the game would slow down if it had to
Yeah.
render two separate processes of, or not two separate processes, but like two different perspectives.
I guess technology standpoint, it does make sense that you just get another Switch and then you could play, so that you each have
Yeah,
your own.
just get her a Switch.
console.
It'll be fine.
Yeah,
And buy her Splatoon.
sure.
And a controller.
So for all of you listening out there, I'm going to start a GoFundMe page called
My girlfriend wants to play Splatoon 2 with me.
my Tori, my fiance wants to play
Oh, yeah.
Splatoon,
Fiance. God, I keep getting that one.
and therefore you should, well, not should, but deep down in your heart, give money for the cause of buying another Switch.
It's better than some GoFundMe pages I've seen.
I mean, it's only $300. That's not like I'm asking for.
I saw a GoFundMe. Do you remember
10,000.
how like the lottery like was hitting like a insane like amount jackpot amount?
Yeah, to like 1.5
There
billion.
was someone, I saw a GoFundMe page on Reddit for someone who spent their life savings on lottery tickets,
Oh my god.
and they used GoFundMe to try and recuperate the funds from spending all their money on lottery tickets. They literally spent like tens of thousands of dollars on lottery tickets and did not win.
There are some real dumb ones on there.
The odds of winning the lottery are, in fact, 1 in like a billion.
I'm actually checking Salmon Run. It is open tomorrow, of course.
Yeah, see, it's not open now, which means
5
it's not
a.m.
open
to
all
5
the time.
p.m.
Fuck that. Come on, Nintendo.
Although the weapons were good this time.
Like the
I'll
weapon
say.
updates.
I did look at some of the newer ones. I'm talking about Salmon Run. The one that I got were decent weapons. It was the arrow spray, the sniper, the
Sniper.
not that great, but what's that shot that's like it's like one blob blast shot. That one kind of sucks. I forgot what
The
it's
like
called.
bazooka looking ones?
It's like the something blaster. It's like a white one with a little
oh, yeah, the
antenna thing
bazooka
on it.
looking thing. Yeah.
It's
It
just
kind of looks like a Nickelodeon sign, but it's white.
Yes.
yeah,
That's a good description, yes.
that gun sucks.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Fuck that gun. Fuck it to pieces.
Yeah, but yeah, it's still a fun game. Fuck it to pieces.
Fuck my life into pieces, man.
This is my last splort.
Yeah, close enough.
Boom, done.
All
All
right.
right, and that's what I've been playing. Over
Okay.
to you, Peter, in the booth.
All right. I've been playing some games this week. I played a little bit of PUBG,
No.
just a bit,
No
enough
way.
to get like a chicken dinner. And
Oh,
the
yeah,
game's
just-
still pretty fun, but I really do hope that they vary up the content more. They are talking more about how they are releasing a new map, which is going to be a lot smaller, like a lot denser.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're trying to introduce more content because Fortnite is blowing the fuck up and PUBG is dying. So
Yeah, didn't they release some kind of statement? They're like, yeah, we are hearing your comments because they're kind of falling behind Fortnite's innovativeness.
Yeah, 100%.
Fortnite's winning the fight, unfortunately.
So I do feel like PUBG is going to go free to play at one point. Because damn, dude, Fortnite is fucking them up in like every aspect. It's outstreamed, it's outplayed. It's just
Yeah, actually,
they're
last
releasing
night,
way more content.
PUBG was 6th in the top 6 or top 10 stream
Mhm.
on
Damn.
Twitch.
They have
I mean, it's
fallen.
still getting streamed a good amount, but
yeah, it's still in the top
Fortnite's
6.
been number one for a pretty long time. So
And Fortnite just, it's more polished. They
Yeah.
release more content more quickly. I mean, I get it.
the thing
It's
that's
a bigger team.
the thing that's really holding me back in Fortnite is I'm not able to build that well. I think that
you just play more. And then,
yeah, that's
And
I just
keybinds.
need to play more. I just need to make better keybinds. Exactly. But the game is fun. PUBG is still fun too, but I think I might start transitioning more towards Fortnite because I did play some games of Fortnite, and while I am losing and sucking at it, I'm still having a lot of fun with that game. So both games have been fun. But yeah, I'm probably will be playing more Fortnite in the future. But
it's
PUBG,
nice.
I don't see myself stopping playing PUBG, but probably just not as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. And also, I've been playing a lot of a certain game called Warhammer Vermintide 2. So I actually played the original Vermintide. So basically, Vermintide essentially plays like a medieval fantasy Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
So huge
rat
hordes,
things.
huge hordes of enemy monsters that you kind of slash and smash through.
Slash and smash.
The levels are predetermined, or the levels are handcrafted, but like the enemies, how they appear, how they respawn, they're all kind of like randomly generated and controlled, sort of like by a director, the same way Left 4 Dead was. So the game is really fun. It's 4 players per session, and there are 5 different characters in that game, and each character has 3 different classes which all play a little differently. So the 5 different characters, I can't remember their names, but one is a fire sorceress, one is a dwarf, one is a witch hunter dude, one is a mercenary kind of foot soldier type of thing, and the fifth person is an elven warrior.
So like bows and arrows.
Yeah. So in the original game, it was just the 5 characters, no separate classes. So it was the same 5 characters. The dwarf was very melee shield kind of oriented, kind of the stockier guy. Also had like ranged weapons like shotguns and stuff. In the new game, he actually could go three different rounds. One is more of a ranged oriented character, a range oriented class. Like if you kill special enemies, you'll get ammo drops. Also, his the passive amount of ammo that you could have in your reserves is a lot larger. Things like that. Also, each class has their own talent tree as well, and then talent tree similar to WoW. Just to customize your character a bit. It's not like super in depth. I believe is there's one talent per every 5 levels, starting from level 5 and ending at 25. So I believe that's 5 talents.
So it's like WoW.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah. So there's each 3 classes, each with their own talent tree.
Yeah.
And so for the dwarf, he has a range specialization, he has a tank specialization, and he has like a berserker melee specialization that has no ranged option. Because each character typically has 1 ranged, 1 melee option. But for the berserker, he has 2 melee spots. For the witch hunter, I believe the main class is kind of like a hybrid melee ranged. Like you could choose either one. From my understanding, his melee weapons are typically on the faster side. Like he slashes faster than his other, like the other melee characters in that game. And also he has like kind of more light ranged weapon options like handguns and like rifles that you could quickly switch between.
This is the soldier guy.
This is actually the witch hunter.
Oh.
His specializations, I'm trying to remember. There's one where he's more of like a range specialist, and there's the other one where he's a melee specialist. So it's kind of like, I might be mistaken because I haven't played all the classes yet, but it does kind of seem like each of them has a range specialization, a melee specialization, and then one that's kind of unique to their own character. So for the dwarf, he has a melee range specialization and a tank specialization. And I think he's the only one that really has a tank specialization. The elf has a melee ranged and also a stealthy specialization. The witch hunter seems to have like a hybrid and then a melee and then a ranged specialization. And then I remember the melee specialization was like the more damage you take. He's like a self-flagellating zealot kind of deal. So the more damage he takes, the more damage he gives, from my understanding. Something like that. Like he's like a higher crit rate when he has less health. So like they're not all bread and butter. Like each like one character's range class is the same as another character's range class. They all do play a little bit differently. Also, something they added to this game is each character class has its own ult. So for example, the dwarf ranger. His ult is a smoke bomb that makes all enemies de-aggro off of him. His tank class is a taunt which also makes him tankier for a short period of time. And then his melee berserk one is a really low cooldown leap that staggers enemies that he lands nearby.
He lands nearby.
And also increases his attack speed for a short period of time. So so like it's honestly been a lot of fun. It's Left 4 Dead with loot. So at the end of each run, you'll get a chest. Depending on what you did during that run, it has a chance of upgrading the quality of your chest. And each chest drops 3 items. So there are 4 different difficulties. Difficulties determine the cap at which your chest can give you certain power levels of gear. So for example, at recruit, which is the easiest, the highest power level your gear will drop is 100. The next the next difficulty will give you a power level up to 200, and so on and so forth. So like basically how it goes is you do missions on recruit until you kind of cap out in the power that recruit can give you. Then you hop over to veteran and then just do that until you're able to gear up enough to tackle things in champion, and so on and so forth. So it's a really fun co-op experience. The experience itself is very similar to the first Vermintide, but they just made it better. Like they added just way more options in terms of customization. because of like each character having its own classes and things like that, as opposed to just being a character. It's you customize more once you get to choose the actual character. I guess one thing that kind of sucks is that within each lobby session, you could only have one of each character. So if 2 people wanted to play the dwarf, that just wouldn't work out. So like it does help a lot for you to diversify and play different characters and level them up and things like that. So don't be a one trick like I am, because I'm maining the dwarf. He's really fucking.
He does have a cleave, so
yeah. Well, they actually it's not dependent on the character. That's cleave is dependent on the weapon. So another thing I like about this game is they added way more different weapons. So they have like 2-handed hammers, 2-handed axes, swords, etc. They have like they basically have a shit ton of different weapon options, and they actually added way more ranged options too. Like for example, there's a really fun like dragon flamethrower. Typically weapons have ammo, but that weapon uses heat. So the more you use it, the more it'll heat up, and if it goes to the critical point, it will actually explode and kill you. So that's always fun. But if you can manage your heat well, like you could pretty much use that whenever you like, pretty frequently. So I thought it was really cool.
What game also had heat in it? That reminds me of something.
Halo.
Is it Halo?
I mean, some of the weapons used heat.
Oh yeah, like the plasma based weapons, right? The alien weapons, like they wouldn't kill you though. You just wouldn't be able to use them.
Yeah,
I think
you were
one
exposed.
I think a really popular is like the charge up pistol, that one that stunned.
Yeah, it removed all shields, so you just headshot with a pistol afterwards. You're just good.
Yeah. So,
how are you playing that game? Keyboard, mouse? Or?
Keyboard, mouse. I'm playing it on Steam. So. Yeah, keyboard and mouse has been the thing. I feel like you can play it on a controller pretty well, but then I do prefer aiming in all cases with a mouse. So that's been helpful. But I guess if you're a berserker, then or I guess the class is called Slayer, but you don't need it. So since you don't get a range weapon.
Makes sense.
But that's pretty much what I've been playing this week. And Vermintide 2 is really good. It's $30. Been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it. And yeah.
Cool.
Pretty much it.
The beans.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah, it's already like the middle of March.
It's crazy.
It's kind of insane. So, yeah. Time is flying by. E3 is just right around the corner, and there are tons of games to play. Maybe you guys will join me for Vermintide, maybe.
It's possible.
We'll see.
There's always
If anything, we could
possibility.
try getting that Darwin's game for $15. It's pretty cheap. So,
Yeah,
the Battle Royale game, the
Mhm.
Hunger Games game.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's pretty much it for me. What about you guys?
No, I'm good.
All right, guys. Well, in
got
that
nothing.
case, I think we've had enough salt for today. So thank you for joining us. We will see you guys next week for another episode of the Control Salt Delete podcast.
Goodbye.
Bye.